right one. I walking like a bird, cold look, clear aim. You wanted smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write. Yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my job. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare, hit hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I cries when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my job. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, I'm not the one, I'm the right one.
Shout out to everybody on here from that 214 to around the states to across the pond. Especially classic. Salute. Salute. Man, you and I rocking with your guy RFD, aka Ray from Dallas. And I want to say to all my cranks, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all so much. I love the support so much from all the cranks. Right, y'all are awesome. I'm so enthused, motivated, and ready to go extremely hard on this free Rick Allen. You see how classic coming, man. That is the one, you understand me? Free Rick Allen. I want to shout out to the beautiful classic, the beautiful free _Ricky_Bay in the building. Shout out to Skin Row in the building. Shout out to the beautiful Jordan in the building. What's popping? Man, we late night. Shout out to TC Keith in the building. What's popping, my God? Man, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all the cranks. I want to let y'all know it's all love and support. And we own it. I'm not lying. Like it's I feel just as strongly. Keith in the building? That's Keith. TC is Keith. That's him, South. Is that Keith? Is that Keith who be up there with Bugs? Is that Keith who be up there with Bugs? Man, appreciate that, Keith. He said, you can call me Skinny, right? That's what okay, Skinny. Okay, I got you. Man, shout out to Keith, man. Shout out to Bugs, too. Man, salute. Man, I love y'all, the show y'all do. And I'm honored, to come over there and learn and more. And I think Bugs, whenever she ready to do it, tell her. Well, she already know. I done already told her. I'm just letting y'all know now. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to come over there and learn this inch by inch by inch. I am not playing it. Thank you very much, Keith. And if I'm not playing about this, I feel just as much as about this as I feel about the GOAT. Because what I want y'all to understand, this is a veteran right here. And I don't know if y'all know something about me. I'm a country first guy, right? And my veterans around the United States of America, they mean a lot to me. And when you play with one of my veterans, you play with me. So, Richard Allen deserves justice. The evidence, the questions, and the battle for truth. Let's take this walk. Everybody watching right now, I want all y'all to understand something important. This ain't about ignoring the victims, God rest their soul. This is about disrespecting a tragedy. This is about one of the most important foundations of our so-called justice system. A person is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? The Richard Allen case, me scrolling up the articles, I see it captured national attention. But look, beyond the headlines is a human being whose life has completely changed. A man, a veteran who served our great country, who says he did not commit these crimes. A family who lost them two girls dealing with uncertainty. Well, the uncertainty, I don't know, all the stuff that I found out now, we'll get to that. And the community searching for answers, that's the Cranks, and I love y'all so much, Cranks. See, I'm seeing the question everybody asking is simple. Did the justice system do everything possible to make sure the truth came out? Because justice is not supposed to be about winning. Justice is supposed to be about finding the truth. When someone is accused of something so serious, the evidence must be examined carefully, piece by piece. The investigation must be questioned over and over and over. The defense, which we've seen they didn't, right, must be allowed to present its case. And the public, us, we deserve transparency. And shout out to everybody on here. Shout out to the people who put me on. Shout out to Classic for taking me through the school of this. Thank you, Classic. Love you to death for this. For you taking your time to do that. And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Because what I'm seeing too often, when I'm looking and finding out about this case, people, like Richard, are judged before all the facts are known. All the outlets, social media, can create a courtroom before a real courtroom ever begins. And that's why this conversation matters. Because Richard Allen is not guilty. You know why? Because the evidence should prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. And it don't. It's a bunch of unanswered questions. And those questions deserve to be asked. The Constitution, y'all, was not written only for popular people. It was not written only for people we agree with. It was written for all of us. The so-called strength of our justice system is supposed to be measured by how we treat the accused, especially in the most horrific and emotional cases like this. Because this case clearly is about more than one person. This case is about we demand accountability and the truth. Because we can support victims. We can demand justice. And we all know that Richard Allen didn't get a fair trial. So everybody around the world, let's take this walk. I want to let everybody know I don't put on. I'm not here for none of the shenanigans. I want everybody to know, if you go up all my videos, that when I say something, I mean it. Right? And every possibility that it could have been, that I could have seen, that I couldn't believe, I wouldn't put this out here like this. I'm not reckless like that. Richard Allen. It hurts my heart, right? Bring tears to my eyes. And I'm a man's man. I don't care about that. I'm a human being first. And I care about other human beings, especially our veterans, because we treat each person like they are a neighbor. Shout out to the beautiful Helen Keller in the building. And thank you, and I respect the hell out of everybody. You too, Jordan. I thank you so much for everything. Every person is supposed to be treated fairly. What did Richard Allen and the rest of our veterans fight for? Was it 1770 something? Where we did the unthinkable to show them the USA is like that? It was in the 1700s, whatever it was. Right? And it's so mind-boggling to me, and the tears. Yeah, 1776. I was 1 year old. Damn. As the great and beautiful classic from across the pond, as she was sending me, like when I first started looking over this case, it was overwhelming. As I kept going and going and going, it's just tears flood down my eyes thinking about this guy right here, and Richard Allen. Man, shout out to Defensive Diaries, man. I had a chance to tell him, I think he was in Turtle Boy, AKA, I know I call him the GOAT chat the other day. And I had to tell him, man, salute to you for your tremendous work. They popular, they popping. For him to be like, Ray, thank you, back to me like that, man, that meant everything to me. And Classic say, we only touched the surface. And it's, man. And that's why I'm so excited, right? Whenever the opportunity comes for Bugs and Keith, so we can go through this, and I'm with it all the way. Because I still have these tears, like when I think about the GOAT and everybody else who getting done like that. But I'm talking about Richard Allen right now. Because we finna spend a lot of time. I think I spend a lot of time on the GOAT. Watch how much time y'all see I spend on this guy right here. And like the beautiful Helen Keller say, veterans don't get enough. And that, and anybody who know me since I've been on her, you can go back to video one. I probably spoke about the veterans the first time in that video. It hurt me so bad to look at this man right here who fought for our country. Which is the gold standard, right? Because it takes a special type of individual to do that. Never had a criminal record. This guy was a model citizen. That's why it ain't no I can't or I quit in my vocabulary. This guy was a model citizen. And they did him like this. So I got some clips of this guy. I'm not sure what his name is, but he was breaking this down before the case, right? We got some Sergio, we got some Bob Mata, and we got the beautiful Andrea Burkhardt. Gotta know that chat. And we got Hidden, I think his name Hidden something, right? But I always want to play this Andrea Burkhardt one first, and because I want everybody to understand. Look at her. Look at the emotions in her. And this is devastating for me to watch, but guess what? I'm gonna keep watching it because that's gonna keep me going harder and harder. Check this out, y'all.
Then we got to Westville. So as you know, if you've followed much of the background on this case, certainly they talked about it in opening statement. Rick Allen was not held in a local county jail, as 99.999% of all pretrial detainees who are held in custody are held. He was taken to a Department of Corrections prison. He was taken to a maximum security prison. He was taken to the maximum security wing of the maximum security prison, and he was held in isolation, having not been convicted of any crime, for 13 months by himself in a cell. And so we spent the afternoon learning about what that did to Rick Allen and what that was like. And I said on this stream a couple few episodes ago, I have represented thousands of criminal defendants. And I can count on one hand the number of monsters in human skin that I've encountered among criminals, some of them serious, violent criminals. I saw more monsters in that courtroom today than I ever saw in an orange jumpsuit. And they had badges.
My God, I saw more monsters in that courtroom today than I ever saw in orange jumpsuits. And they had badges. Let me get back to that in a minute. Shout out to the beautiful Redacted in the building. Shout out to the beautiful Nefarious in the building. Shout out, I see somebody else. A lesser girl _ Amy. Shout out to you, beautiful. I saw more monsters in that courtroom than I ever seen in orange suits. And they had badges. I want y'all to think about the wordplay. I saw more monsters in that courtroom in Delphi, Indiana, than I seen in orange jumpsuits. And them suckers had badges. Shout out to the beautiful, pretty Koki in the building. DGB. Shout out to the DGB. Is that Jimmy? It is Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. I was there earlier, and Then I had to leave because I had to get this together because I knew I wanted to come on and do this. Yeah, I was on there. I was on there for about like 30 minutes. I seen them pictures and stuff. That was dope. Shout out to Skinny. He said my twin daughter. Shout out to Lindsay, beautiful Lindsay. Who else I'm missing that came here? Man, shout out to Jimmy for sending that right over here, man. That hurt. Then we go to the great Bob Marley, right? We'll come back to that because I want to check out this new guy. Y'all probably may be familiar with him. Shout out to the Emily C in the building. Shout out to Jimmy for sending the raid over her. Man, I got much love and respect for the Prince. Let's. I don't know who this is. Y'all may know who he is, right? But he was breaking down this. So let's go.
Today I'll be analyzing the case of Richard Allen. This is an update to this case, as there has been a verdict. First, I'll look at the background of the case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Richard Matthew Allen was born on September 9, 1972, and raised in Mexico, Indiana. This town of about 3,000 people is an hour northeast of Lafayette. In 1991, Richard graduated from high school. He studied accounting at a community college, spent time in the Army, and worked as a store manager at Walmart. Richard married, had 2 children, and lived on Whiteman Drive in the town of Delphi, Indiana. This town is about 40 minutes southwest of Mexico, Indiana. Eventually, Richard became a pharmacy technician and worked at a CVS store. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On February 13, 2017, at 1:35 p.m.
Model citizen. Model citizen, right? Okay, let's continue.
Technician and worked at a CVS store. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On February 13, 2017, at 1:35 p.m., a 14-year-old girl named Liberty German and her 13-year-old friend, Abigail Williams, were dropped off at County Road 300 North so they could hike on the Delphi historic trails. The girls made their way to the Monon High Bridge, which is also simply called the High Bridge. This railroad bridge, which crosses Deer Creek, was built in 1891 and abandoned in 1987. At 2:07 p.m., Liberty posted an image of Abigail walking on the bridge. About an hour later, the girls failed to meet with a family member as planned. At 5:30 p.m., they were reported missing. On the next day, February 14, at about 12 p.m., their bodies were discovered on the north bank of Deer Creek. Here is what the police found during the course of their investigation. Both of the victims had their throats cut. A .40 caliber S&W cartridge was found between the bodies. This cartridge was intact. It had not been discharged. On the day of the murder, February 13, at 2:13 p.m., Liberty used her phone to record a video of a man on the bridge. This man was wearing blue jeans and a blue jacket. As the man approached both Liberty and Abigail, one of the girls said, "Gun." The man said, "Guys, down the hill." One of the girls, probably Liberty, can be heard responding to the man, saying something to the effect of, "There's no path down here. We've got to go down here." The girls then walked toward the south bank of Deer Creek. The last time Liberty's cell phone moved was at 2:32 p.m. The man captured in the video is commonly referred to as Bridge Guy, and of course, he is believed to be the killer. Not long after the murders, Richard Allen contacted the authorities to say he was on the bridge on the day the girls went missing. The police marked the report as cleared and misfiled it using the name Richard Allen Whiteman. Again, Whiteman Drive is where Richard's house is located. This is not his last name. The investigation continued for years. There were a number of suspects, but no significant progress was made. In September 2022, a clerk who organized tips related to the murders stumbled upon the report that Richard had made not long after the crime.
Blah, 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 blah. Not to him, but that's blah, blah, blah. Right? Because we'll never forget, right? What them coward police officers said. If you don't like the way our investigation is going, get the hell out of America. Man, fuck you. Shout out to fan Doc Gallagher in the building. Salute. Beautiful. Man, fuck you. Fuck you. Man, fuck you. And I'm talking about not him. I'm talking about them fucking bitch ass motherfuckers out there. See, this is what y'all gotta understand, right? And you heard him clearly say, Richard called and said that he was out there, right? the honorable thing to do. Oh, this so-called M who's to do this horrific thing, he's gonna call y'all and just put y'all right there. Then these fucking stupids, right? We know they done marked up paperwork. This so-called drunk ass clerk talking about she pulled up some information and they said his first name and Whiteman and the street name. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Hey, me too, Helen. I don't believe it. It's no way they can make me believe that they made them crucial errors like that when we know the total fuckery of what they did throughout this entire case. Remember, it's about the public having trust with the justice system. And these bitches are way far disqualified. Man, fuck these people, man. Fuck these people. Oh, this bitch ass clerk, right? Going all of a sudden pull a rabbit out the fucking hat and say, hey, look, it's him. No, you sorry fuckers is what y'all did. You know what y'all did, but let's continue. Because I really want to talk about shit. Let's continue. I know I'm extra. And I'm turned up right now, too.
Now moving to my analysis. Richard Allen maintains his innocence, and he has many supporters. They argue that mental health factors explain Richard's confessions, and no credible evidence connected him to the crime. The state, of course, disagrees. They argue that despite a haphazard and incomplete investigation, Richard's confessions proved his guilt. This brings me to the question, was Richard Allen guilty of murder? Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that he was guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. Richard Allen lived within 2.5 miles of the High Bridge, and had knowledge of the area. He admitted that he was on the Delphi trails from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. on the day of the murders. His physical appearance is similar to the man captured in the notorious Bridge Guy video at 2:13 p.m. Richard was about the right age, height, and weight. Furthermore, he admitted to wearing clothes which were similar to what the man in the video was wearing. The police claim that a witness saw Richard's vehicle near the bridge. This witness and another witness spotted a man matching Richard's description in the area. The witnesses who saw the man did not see any other men, which means Richard must have been the man who was spotted. He was the only man there. Other men were spotted after 2:30 p.m., but they did not match the description of the man in the video. In the Bridge Guy video, one of the murder victims mentioned a gun. Richard owned a gun. It was chambered in the same caliber as the cartridge found between the bodies, .40 caliber S&W. The police laboratory claimed that marks on the cartridge matched Richard's pistol. Richard confessed to the murders at least 60 times when he was in jail. His confessions were made to a mental health professional, inmates, jail employees, his mother, and his wife. Richard mentioned how during the attack he saw a van. There was a van in the area at 2:30 p.m. This information was not made public. Some of the investigators believed that the voice of Bridge Guy sounded a lot like Richard Allen.
Oh, really? The Del Ho police said the voice sounded like Richard. Oh, took these bitches 5 years when they told us if Win Lake High was going to leave America. They had a chance to scope it out. Let's see who we can look. Oh, look at the CVS worker. Look at him. Look at him. We know him. Look at him. Let's see where he stay at 2.5 miles away. Look at him. Right? They talking about, these so-called bullets, y'all. This is what bugs me. And like classes say, wrong. Y'all planted that shit, you fucktards. Y'all planted that in gun cases. Was anybody shot? It was anybody shot. Shots, I'm the boss / of hell in the building. Yeah, well, like free _Ricky _ Bay say, if Popo say so, we know how these crooked bastards is. And these police as a whole wonder why we don't respect them. As what the fuck we don't respect y'all? Because we respect the police, but we don't trust none of you motherfuckers. You ever get pulled over, you don't answer questions because they'll use everything that you say against you. Where you going? None of your fucking business. I don't answer questions. Why you get so hot? Well, get hostile. You all in my fucking mix, asking me where I'm going. I don't answer questions. What you pull me over for, officer? You ever get pulled over? You don't answer questions because they'll use everything that you say against you. Where you going? None of your fucking business. I don't answer questions. All in my fucking mix, asking me where I'm going. I don't answer questions. What you pull me over for, officer? You Oh, it smelled like marijuana. Shut your lying duck face ass up. That's what they do, y'all. That's what they do. And they say some bitch ass psychologist said that. Hold up. Okay, so let's say what? A bitch ass psychologist said, I think this on this clip, well, that shit get debunked. Hold up.
We heard from the Director of Behavioral Health for the Indiana Department of Corrections. Dr. Deanna Dwanger testified that Richard Allen was diagnosed with serious mental illness and also determined to be gravely disabled around the time of his confessions. She also said, according to DOC rules, inmates diagnosed with those mental health issues are only supposed to be kept in solitary confinement for up to 30 days. Allen was kept in solitary confinement for much longer than that, including the time period leading up to and after his diagnosis. Dr. Dwanger acknowledged that is toxic for someone with mental health conditions.
Facilities must evaluate.
Shout out to Dr. Dwanger. So what the fuck is this? What is they talking about? What the fuck is they talking? Do y'all see this shit? Like I said, y'all, this was happening to Richard Allen, but it could have been me or you. That's why this is important, right? And solitary confinement, right? Look how long they kept him in there. But we're going to get to that, right? I just have to let y'all see that. Let's continue.
Now moving to my analysis. Richard Allen maintains his innocence, and he has many supporters. They argue that mental health factors explain Richard's confessions, and no credible evidence connected him to the crime. The state, of course, disagrees. They argue that despite a haphazard and incomplete investigation, Richard's confessions proved his guilt. This brings me to the question, was Richard Allen guilty of murder? Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that he was guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. Richard Allen lived within 2.5 miles of the High Bridge and had knowledge of the...
We seen that. Look. Hold up. What the fuck did he just say that pissed me off?
Now moving to my analysis. Richard Allen maintains his innocence, and he has many supporters. They argue that mental health factors explain Richard's confessions, and no credible evidence connected him to the crime. The state, of course, disagrees. They argue that despite a haphazard and incomplete investigation, Richard's confessions proved his guilt. This brings me to the question.
Haphazard and bullshit investigation. They admit to a fucked up investigation. But they say, hey, just throw that at the door. He still did it. Well, what the fuck is this? What the fuck did I just listen to? Let's go to the what the fuck did I just listen to? Oh, fuck that it was a half fucking investigation did. Right? Fuck it. Let them do a half investigation. The motherfucker's still guilty. Let them say a half investigation, hey, means a guilty fucking verdict. Word is, am I woke? They said because a bullshit, it took me 8 years. We had all the evidence in our face, even with the bullshit ass, the dude who jarred, they found him. Man, this is diabolical, y'all. Let's continue, man.
The investigation into the murders was badly executed. The police lost evidence, failed to record interviews, and misfiled statements. Some of the evidence which was lost may have helped Richard, but now there's no way to know. Richard does not match the typical profile of someone who would commit the type of crime involved in this case. For example, he was in a stable, romantic relationship, had a history of steady employment, and did not have a criminal record. If Richard was the killer, why did he go to the police? They had no idea that he was on the bridge. Furthermore, why didn't Richard get rid of the gun and move away from Delphi, Indiana? Witnesses may have failed to spot another man on the trail, but that doesn't mean there was not another man there. No DNA and no electronic evidence connected Richard to the crime scene. The police said that a witness spotted Richard's Ford Focus, but the vehicle the witness described did not match a Ford Focus. The police claim that this witness and another witness saw a man who looked like Richard, but when examining their accounts, it's not clear who they saw. The same witness who allegedly saw Richard's vehicle described a man in his 20s with a medium build. This does not sound like Richard at all. The other witness described a man wearing a tan coat and muddy pants, but the bridge guy was wearing a blue coat. The state indicated that a .40 caliber cartridge found at the crime scene had been cycled through Richard's pistol. This connects Richard's pistol to the crime scene. However, it is unlikely that the police were actually able to make this connection. There is no scientific reason to believe that a manually cycled cartridge could be matched to a pistol with any acceptable level of validity. Furthermore, the police repeatedly referred to the cartridge as a bullet. This is a mistake that I see in many affidavits and other documents that the police produce. A cartridge has 4 components: a case, a primer, propellant, and a bullet. A bullet is not the same thing as a cartridge. The bullet is the projectile. Data from the phone of Liberty German indicate that a headphone jack was inserted into her phone at 5:45 p.m. and removed at 10:32 p.m. If this is the case, then the killer was not Richard because he was not at the crime scene during that time. Prior to being held in solitary confinement, Richard repeatedly denied involvement in the murders. Mental health factors could explain why Richard repeatedly confessed. According to one mental health clinician, Richard was depressed, psychotic, and had dependent personality disorder. This is a cluster C personality disorder that involves a person being highly dependent on others. They are typically needy and vulnerable. The mental health clinician said that Richard was not faking his symptoms.
Excuse me? Oh, remember, y'all. Remember, shout out to Vicky in the building. Remember, he said, forget the first analysis of the young dude. Forget him. Forget, I think that woman's name was Betsy or whatever her name was. Forget what she said. Forget what anybody said. Hey, the focus that they talked about didn't match it. Hey, forget about it. Forget about it. Listen to this first. I can't get over this.
The investigation into the murders was badly executed. The police lost evidence, failed to record interviews, and misfiled statements. Some of the evidence which was lost may have helped Richard, but now there's no way to know. Richard does not match the typical profile of someone who would commit the type of crime involved in this case. For example, he was in a stable, romantic relationship, had a history of steady employment, and did not have a criminal record. If Richard was the killer, why did he go to the police? They had no idea that he was on the bridge. Furthermore, why didn't Richard get rid of the gun and move away from Delphi, Indiana? Witnesses may have failed to spot another man on the trail, but that doesn't mean there was not another man there. No DNA and no electronic evidence connected Richard to the crime scene.
No DNA and no electronic evidence. Why did Richard tell them he was there? Right? Why did he just give up that information? No DNA, no nothing. And hold up. Oh, look, no evidence there to prove that for Richard either. Right? Because they railroaded him like the suckers they are. Now listen, y'all. Each second go by, Richard Allen is sitting in that prison cell, right? Each second. And look, he been in that prison cell before he was even convicted. Oh, then the mental evaluation that was done on him, you know, he was cuckoo. It made him cuckoo, right? And how could it not? Man, it's so much. This is unbelievable. This this make you not trust the justice system. This make you think anybody can say something, do something. Hey, they said the name of this fucking clerk, she just pulled it out, the rabbit out of her ass. Like, what is we doing? The Turco dude? Right, we got a lot of videos. I got all this stuff, right? I'm gonna bring it up, but think about Turco, Purdue professor. Oh, bitch ass Holman, disgraceful fucking veteran piece of shit. Oh, when he put out that Frank motion, your bitch ass gave him the runarounds for all that time. But as soon as the Frank motion come out, oh, here's Dr. Turco, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. You dirty fucking mutt dog, you. Like the slobberiness and glogness on your cheekbones need the shit slapped out of them. You was a no good, crooked son of a bitch. And I mean that with everything in me. You dirty bastard shit. Oh, but y'all know we got Sergio who gonna break that down. But let's continue with this, y'all.
Surveillance video of Richard in solitary confinement captured him in his cell, naked, consuming feces, and banging his head on a wall. Richard's confessions did not match the physical evidence. For example, he claimed that the girls had been...
Look. Classic said that Claire Cathy Skank, her daughter says she is honor bound to really. And that's what I was thinking about earlier. Ron Logan, y'all. Boy, this fucking criminal piece of shit dude, he dead now. The real supposed to be fucking killer. Or the Westfall and the fucking Elvis dude. All right? Like these kids, these beautiful children, God rest their soul, was found on Ron Logan's fucking lawn. These fucking idiots was putting up the stuff on Facebook and recapturing and y'all, I am angry as shit. And if you ain't angry, what the fuck type of human are you? Man, I can't, if you ain't angry about this, man, I don't know what type of human you are.
Surveillance video of Richard in solitary confinement captured him in his cell, naked, consuming feces, and banging his head on a wall. Richard's confessions did not match the physical evidence. For example, he claimed that the girls had been shot, but they were both killed with an edged weapon. He claimed that he buried the victims, but they were not buried. And Richard said that he killed his grandchildren and other family members, but no one else had been killed. In a prior video, I talked about a theory promoted by Richard's attorneys who suggested that followers of Odin had been involved in a conspiracy to commit the murders. This theory was not allowed to be introduced at trial. However, 3 officers who investigated the murders believed this theory was true. When considering all the evidence in this case, do I believe that Richard Allen was guilty of murder? In an earlier video on this case, I believed that Richard was guilty in reality, but I was not convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. My position has not changed based on the evidence presented at trial. There is no evidence connecting Richard to the crime except his confessions and his statement that he was on the bridge around the time of the murders. I probably would have been convinced by the confessions if they had been made before his mental health deteriorated. As I mentioned, I do believe that Richard is guilty in reality. He probably is the killer. I think what happened in this case is that Richard committed the murders and then became concerned about what evidence he left behind. He wanted to know what the police had. In order to alleviate his anxiety and to avoid looking guilty, he contacted them. It was a preemptive strike. Richard didn't want the police to realize later on that he was on the bridge because that would look suspicious. Then the police would say, why didn't this guy reach out to us? Even though they had been handed their best lead, the police misfiled the report. Richard didn't see any need to destroy evidence or to leave the area. He thought that he had beaten the system. Years later, after he was arrested, the pressure in jail became too much for him, which led to the confession.
Now, that last 30 seconds of shit you said, go flush that shit down the toilet. Go throw that shit in the fucking garbage. Like, because you say you believe Dr. Grande, I mean, I guess he's saying he didn't believe it beyond the reasonable doubt. But even when you saying he guilty in reality, like, what do you mean by that? He guilty in reality, in reality. He guilty because he got railroaded in reality. He guilty because there was no transparency, Dr. Grande, in reality. He guilty because that fucking bullshit piece of judge didn't let no cameras, and she did everything to handicap the fucking defense. Mr. Grande, that's reality. He was banging his head on the wall. That's reality. They tortured him, Dr. Grande. That's reality. They wouldn't feed him no food, so he started eating his own feces, Dr. Grande. That's reality. They told this man that they were going to do his daughter and his wife worse than they were already doing him, Dr. Grande. That's what's reality. So, Dr. Grande, I know you said that you, the tape, you know, you understand, like the feces and them keeping them in solitary confinement, but the other stuff behind it, talk about he convicted in reality. He convicted in reality, it's reality, but he's convicted by these corrupt fucking Delphi police who need to be criminally prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law for what they did to this guy, Richard Allen. In reality, Dr. Grande, you need to put all that in. Dr. Grande, you know that they didn't do the investigation right. You know they kept stuff away. So when you say in reality, keep saying 3 or 4 or 5 people, at least in this case, that have more evidence against them beyond a reasonable doubt than Richard Allen. Those are the suspects we know about. You heard what Keith say, Dr. Grande? That's reality. They had a motherfucker in jail want to tell on them, you know, with folders and stuff. And like somebody else on her said, I think that was redacted or somebody said they wouldn't even let them bring in certain stuff. That's reality. Confessions. Let's continue.
Historically, jury members tend to be very convinced by confessions, even if those confessions are delivered by a person suffering from mental health symptoms. They also tend to disregard denials and confessions to crimes that never happened and focus only on plausible confessions. Whether Richard is guilty or not, talking to the police is what led to his conviction. He never would have been arrested if he did not implicate himself. Now moving to my final thoughts. When the Delphi murders were first reported, it was...
We'll get to your final thoughts. Allen said, and this was not a lone killer crime, not possible. One little guy did all this on his own, and the cops always knew that too. Hey, Dr. Grande, you heard what Allen said? That's reality, motherfucker. Fuck is you talking about? And what else is reality? Shout out to the beautiful Laura J in the building. What else is reality, right, is what you said right here. What you just said. Look.
Historically, jury members tend to be very convinced by confessions, even if those confessions are delivered by a person suffering from mental health symptoms. They also tend to disregard denials and confessions to crimes that never happened and focus only on plausible confessions. Whether Richard is guilty or not.
So, you telling us juries only look at the confession, they don't look at the mental state or anything else they did to him? You know why, Judge? You know why, Dr. Grande? Because Judge Gull shit, the piece of fucking strong-necked judge she is, she didn't let nothing in reality. She made Richard Allen out to look like this. His defense was indefensible. They didn't have no defense. They couldn't. Because everything that they tried to do was getting shut down, Dr. Grande. That's reality. Don't say he's guilty in reality. Say gold shit need the biggest pole stuck up her ass in reality. It hurt my heart too. We'll get to it though. Let's get to this next clip.
Final thoughts. When the Delphi murders were first reported, it was clear this case was going to be high profile. It involved a terrible double murder committed by a stranger in broad daylight. There may have been one perpetrator, multiple perpetrators, nobody knew. The victims in this case were innocent, and the crime scene was horrible. Furthermore, one of the murder victims heroically recorded the killer. She did everything she could to ensure the killer would be apprehended. This move was incredibly brave. Unfortunately, the police could not capitalize on this effort due to their own incompetence. They misfiled Richard's admission that he was on the bridge, and they pushed him off the radar. Later, after their mistake was discovered by a volunteer clerk, they tried to make it up by pressing forward regardless of the evidence. This led to their big break in the form of mental health-induced confessions. It seems very likely that Richard Allen is going to appeal his convictions, but if those appeals are not successful, the case is closed. So this is it for Richard. He's going to be sentenced to life in prison, probably, and that's going to be it. Unfortunately, despite what seems like closure, a lot of doubt remains in this case. Is the right man incarcerated, or did incarceration lead to a confession?
Yeah, like you know, it was a stranger Todd. Like this is your final thoughts, Dr. Grande. Let me give you my reality. Your final thoughts are pointing into not guilty. That's reality. Right? That's where your final thoughts are pointing to. But for some reason, you want to leave this door open when you stated, right, that they didn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. They didn't do the proper investigation beyond a reasonable doubt. These guys were as lackadaisical can become, and that's reality, Dr. Grande. Oh, that hurt my soul right there. So we know that he got sentenced to 130 years. Right? No DNA evidence. It's a bunch of stuff. It was hair on the girls. It was like some man stuff inside of one of the girls. They said it came from the washing machine. Dr. Grande. That's reality. Do you hear this bullshit? They was found on a convicted piece of shit lawn, and they didn't even fucking blink at him. That's reality. 130 years, like the beautiful classic said, with zero evidence. Grande, that's reality. Then they went after this veteran. Like, this man you said earlier was loving to his wife, and we know he loved his wife, Kathy, right? You know, this man who at work, not a criminal record. And Laura J said most people can't comprehend someone confessing to a crime they didn't commit because most people haven't been on the receiving end of interrogation tactics and the torture. Whew. Oh my God. The torture. The torture. Remember, Kathy, I did this. She's like, no, you didn't. I did do it. Stop saying that you know you didn't do it. Well, I got to say it because there's somebody right here standing next to me. Dr. Grande, that's reality. Damn, man, look. A man gonna show balls. Not just him in specific, but just man in general, period. And I mean women too, who ain't looking at it, when they gonna show balls, some heart. The people who could clearly see this. I ain't talking about us who know what's going on. I'm talking about all these motherfuckers just are skipping and jumping every second of the day while this case is so completely fucked up from the top to the bottom where you can see this man got the most serious railroad on him. And nothing. See, Dr. Grande, that's our reality. Let's go to what he said right here.
Either way, Richard will spend his life in prison, and the investigators will spend their lives trying to erase the stain of their incompetence. Those are my thoughts on the case of the Richard Allen verdict. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. One interesting element that stands out to me in this case, the case of the Delphi murders, is how the police have to sift through thousands of leads when working this type of investigation. It's not easy. It can be very tempting to look at any one piece of evidence, any interview, any small piece of physical evidence, anything at all, and disregard it. Because this is what happens most of the time, meaning most of the evidence is not significant. Most of the words spoken by witnesses.
Fuck up. Talking about, oh, police, they have to go sift through 1,000. That's just their fucking job. We're telling motherfuckers to stand up or get a hard on and say, oh, I'm finna sign up to do this. Don't make no excuses for the motherfuckers having to do their job. And then you want to throw out this hearsay ass shit, say most evidence don't be. How the fuck do you gonna know in this most evidence? See, there you go, Grande. Well, what are you talking about? During long hours. They have to go through thousands of documents. That's their fucking job. Oh, so we supposed to play patty cake baker, man, for motherfuckers out here who supposed to solve criminal cases? Patty cake baker, man. Roller. The fuck are you talking about? Dr. Grande? I can't listen no more of his shit. Like, now, right? Now, I want to go to my guy Sergio to show you what happened to him. Shout out to Sergio.
We're going to talk about Richard Allen and the Delphi murders. The problem that this case brings up, it's one of those things that you may not realize this systemic problem in society, but once you become aware of it, it becomes something that is going to bother you deeply. There's a fundamental problem with interrogation in general. The interrogator here is using the read technique, and I will point out how I know that as we go through this, because I don't know who this guy is. I recognize the read technique, and he is using it horrifyingly wrong. It's actually a quintuple question. He's just so terrified of asking a direct question that he asks 5 questions in one question, which no human being can answer. What this boils down to is that the interrogator is too scared to ask one direct question at a time. He's afraid that the subject is going to respond in the negative, and he's not going to know where to go from there. If he asks a direct question and gets a direct response back that is, I didn't do it, then that's a death sentence to an interrogator. If you can't ask questions, you can't be a question asker. So how did this guy get this far? Or maybe this is his first time ever doing an interrogation, but for God's sakes, if you're going to talk to people, ask direct questions and ask them cleanly, or you're going to get garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. So anyways, so Richard, number 1, is very direct. There's no indicators of deception, and he's still trying to process. Interviewer, it's without a doubt that this is very scientific. I don't really know what he's trying to say there, and obviously Richard doesn't either, because he says okay. At this point, he's trying to apply pressure. The interrogator thinks this is a gotcha moment. He's expecting some reaction, and hasn't crossed his mind yet that he's not going to get that reaction. And Richard says, okay. And again, now at this point, even an untrained interrogator should realize that he's been talking about testing this stuff, DNA, fingerprints, extraction pins, and he wants to talk very specifically about his weapons. And you're still not seeing even the slightest nervousness or defensiveness from the subject. The interrogator is literally not intelligent enough to be sitting in an interrogation booth. He says, you're the mastermind behind stumbling across 2 girls on a bridge and stabbing them to death. He is grasping at things that he learned in the Reed course that he doesn't understand. He's gonna get made fun of here, actually. So Richard says, mastermind? Okay.
Did somebody else set this up? I don't know, Rick. I want to know.
And the interviewer,
Right, and now, what I found out about Sergio, he experienced in that line of work. You heard Sergio. You heard him. It don't take a rocket scientist to be able to talk that eloquently and break this down the way Sergio did. You heard him. You see no deception. You see a fucking idiot who's illiterate as they fucking come, doing this for the first time in their goddamn life. Shout out to the beautiful Kayla Jones in the building. That's what you see, a fucking idiot in turkey neck, fucking disgraceful, fucking piece of shit Holman doing something he ain't never did in his life. And shout out to Skinny. What Skinny say a while ago? Yeah, Skinny say, I get real sick of people saying how hard a cop job is. I know most of these cops, they are not capable of doing anything complicated. And they're bona fide like the fucking Right. Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh. Right. Oh man. Lord, they know they are. That's why they don't want FBI showing them how it's done. Facts. Alan Primard just literally not telling them right. And TC and Keith say, look shocked when Jerry Holman told him the girls were stabbed like it was the first time he had ever heard about it. Just turkey gobbler neck. You know, they sent a fucking weasel in there, you know, who has no heart, right? A fucking weasel who is going to do everything he can to say, fuck it, it's been years. The pressure is building on these bitches. So these bitches just get gutless like that, just evil. This is the worst of the worst, y'all. This is the worst of the worst. And right there with Sergio, now I got to go back to this one right here to hear what this dude said again, then we'll continue with Sergio. Because all this make sense.
We heard from the Director of Behavioral Health for the Indiana Department of Corrections. Dr. Deanna Dwanger testified that Richard Allen was diagnosed with serious mental illness and also determined to be gravely disabled around the time of his confessions. She also said, according to DOC rules, inmates diagnosed with those mental health issues are only supposed to be kept in solitary confinement for up to 30 days. Allen was kept in solitary confinement for much longer than that, including the time period leading up to and after his diagnosis. Dr. Dwanger acknowledged that is toxic for someone with mental health conditions.
Facilities must evaluate, treat, and absent narrow exceptions, remove the inmate from solitary once SMI or significant instability is confirmed. Failure to act can lead to lawsuits or unconstitutional conditions. These steps are not discretionary once decompensation is documented. They are required by current IDOC policies, and it cited it, and federal constitutional standards for the most current facility. So yeah, they were legally obligated to do something about it.
Well, and there was a lawsuit, the IPASS lawsuit.
Yeah.
And it was a settlement. It settled, and that's where those rules were laid out.
How did they get around it?
Like, they just ignored it. They just didn't. What do you mean? How? Like they just ignored it. They pretended like it didn't exist. They didn't give a shit.
Let me ask you, the timing of the confessions has always been important to me. And so you have an individual who's taken to prison, and he's in confinement by himself. He's got this dependency on his wife specifically, I believe, and now he's separated from her. He's in a situation that he's not familiar with, that he's lost, and he's also lost his, I'll say, lifeline, I guess, for lack of better words. He also, in the process, tells his family that he finds Jesus. So he finds something to lean on, something to rely on, and he starts to read the Bible. And he in my opinion, he realizes that part of giving yourself to Jesus is repenting your sins, or at least admitting your sins. Tell me about what your thoughts are about the timing of the confessions, that the confessions happen after those things.
In this harsh environment, Dr. Walla controlled all aspects of Alan's life, including whether he got bedding, clothes, meal items, books, personal items, and utensils. Privileges were contingent on pleasing her. Whether Walla had ill intent is irrelevant. It is what Alan thought and what solitary confinement did to him or would do to many of us. After confessing to Walla on May 3rd, he asked for his property back, and she indicated she needed more consistency.
That's something I didn't.
Walla, the bitch Walla, right? In control of everything. The bitch Walla was in control of everything, right? The bitch Walla. Give me my stuff back. No, motherfucker, I need more. That's what they said to him. That's what they said to him. Then you got this fucking doofus get on here with them ugly ass glasses he got on. Got his hair fucking slick black like he thinks he living in the fucking 80s still, right? Talking, he found his Jesus moment. Man, shut your stupid self up. His come to Jesus moment. Can people be that ill like that? Is people really, I wonder, do they really believe that? Or do they see that bring them headlines? Do they see what push the fucking needle, right? Because you know this stupid fucking illiterate piece of shit talk about come to G. Hold up, you idiots. They had him, but like Bob Marley said, in there before pre-trial release. They had an innocent man in prison already, you dummy. They had him in solitary confinement, you stupid fool. Yeah, exactly. Like Alan said, if he genuinely was the killer and had some come to Jesus moment, he wouldn't have changed his plea. And that's correct. You know why? Because he knew, damn, I got to say this until I can get in front of somebody. Or I don't know if that was the case, or whenever it happened when he changed it, but he had to do that, right? To get contact with the public. Like they say, 15 days. You don't supposed to be in solitary confinement. He was there for 13 fucking months. For the first 5 or 6 months, he couldn't see his wife or his daughter. They played on his mental. Like Laura say, they treat animals better than Rick was treated. Oh my God. Yeah, they say, I think he did it. And I think he did it. But talk that shit, Alan. Right? Now, let's get to this one right here with Bob.
In solitary, he was in a single person cell. When you take a guy who's presumed innocent and you stick him in the most secure cell, in the most secure prison in the state of Indiana, and hole him away for 23 hours a day for 13 months, if you don't think that that's a problem, then I suggest you hole yourself up in your bathroom for 30 days and let yourself out for an hour a day to go into a 3x3 cage to talk to somebody who's ostensibly supposed to be helping you. But it turns out that that person is some kind of true crime weirdo who's a digger and was actively researching the case for the very person she's treating. Everything about what happened to Richard Allen should make your skin crawl if you live in this country. It should terrify you. It's an issue of voluntariness. That's what the confessions come down to. This isn't when you're watching an old cop show and they have the light, shining in your face and the cops screaming in your face. And, they have you in there for 18, 22 hours straight, no sleep, no food. They're not giving you anything to drink. This isn't that. This was far more nefarious. That's illegal. I mean, like this was something that was done in a way so that he would break mentally. And it's exactly what happened. He broke mentally.
Oh, my bad, my people, my bad. Y'all know I'm Mr. Blunder. So y'all work with me. So let me take this down. And I apologize about that. Right? I apologize about that. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. We good? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if we back. Shout out to Fiend X in the building. What's poppin', man? We Gucci? Mayday. Oh, okay. Look, now I'm gonna just excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened, but they ain't stopping this motion. Like the great, yeah, so that's a defensive diary because he just broke it down, right? They put him there to break him, and he broke, right? Yeah, I went on the Cubs walk. I think that was them Delphi pussycats down there trying to stop this shit. Y'all ain't stopping nothing, bitch. I'm gonna be on this every day on you buster motherfuckers. Can't stand nothing about that stinky ass fucking city. All right? Yourself in the bathroom for 30 days. Come out for 1 hour and talk to somebody for 1 hour. Remember his lawyer said they had him chained the fuck up. He couldn't even sign nothing. They had him looking worse than Hannibal Lecter. All right? Come on now. We're not going to overlook. What is we doing? Y'all heard Bob from Defensive Diaries? They put him in there to break him, and they broke him. They put him in there to break him, and they broke him. All right, let's go to the next clip.
If you're a serious person and if you care about the health of our judicial system and our criminal justice system in this country, you should care about this. Yeah. Like put aside everything else. Put aside the facts of the case and just think about if we think that that's okay. What was done to him was a war crime.
Yeah.
Like unequivocally, if we treated prisoners of war the way that they treated Richard Allen, those are absolute war crimes.
Yeah.
And this is a guy, again, who I'm going to say was presumed innocent.
You know, even in situations where Guantanamo Bay, the military is trying to use the excuse of not being U.S. persons or U.S. citizens, and yet that still got outlawed and banned, doing things just like this. Just solitary, literally just solitary like this was outlawed and banned. And it's just like this. And that's for non-U.S. persons, non-U.S. citizens. This is a U.S. person, U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
The humanity of this, the torture that this man is going through, and the everlasting scars that will be in his mind, his wife's mind, his kid's mind. For what? Because you needed to get somebody? Gotta find the boogeyman? And then you all screwed up so many times, it's like, well... Or is this a cover for something else? Is this a cover for somebody else? What the hell? I mean... You know? The guy who was... The predator guy who was going after one of the girls and said he was going to meet her there that day. Took you several years to arrest him on completely unrelated charges. And then Ron Logan died. Despite all of that. So let's go get the CVS pharmacy tech with no history and no evidence against him. Seems legit.
Like he said, so you just need to get somebody. All right, Skinny, appreciate you, man. Shout out to Naughty Dog in the building. Salute. Cause you need to get somebody, right? Cause y'all fucked up on a case so horrible. Y'all just have to get somebody, right? Oh, forget Ron Logan who's dead now, and all the evidence that clearly pointed directed at him. Forget him. Oh, let's just go get the CVS one. And I agree with Bob. The way they did him, this would be treated like a fucking war crime. A fucking war crime. Ooh-wee, man. Oh, we, man. Oh, we, man. You just want to get somebody because it's egregious is the work y'all put in. Right. Person got too much, snap of a finger. Hey, let's pick this guy right
Out of his mind.
Check this out.
They messed you up so bad.
That's why he sounds comatose.
It's okay, honey. I did it. I did it, dear.
Stop.
I cannot stop. I've got somebody here listening to me right now, dear.
No. You did it. I'm so sorry.
I don't.
I'm sorry, this doesn't only sound like a false confession. This sounds like a forced confession. This feels like somebody was sitting there with a notepad and he's drugged up and that's why he sounds like a fucking zombie. And work your way down the list. And then if there's some, other things like break up what you want to say with something that sounds semi-normal. And then back on track. I just want to say this. I just need to say that.
This don't sound like a false confession, like he said. This sounds like a forced confession. Like he said, you could tell he was out of there, right? Somebody sitting next to him, making him do this. I did this. I did that. I did it, baby. I remember one of the phone calls. You still love me, right, baby? You still love me and be here for me, right, baby? Poor Kathy, man. Can y'all imagine having the love of your life that long and going through this situation right now? Poor Kathy, man. Poor Kathy, poor her daughter. Right. Because Richard did this for them. My beliefs. He did this for them. This is my beliefs. Because me not knowing everything, trust me, like the beautiful classics say, who gaming me up. I'm just at the gist of, he did this for his family. You can't make me believe they didn't tell him, we're going to go get your wife. We're going to get your daughter. They're going to do this to him. We're going to do that to him. High school sweetheart. Ugh. You say there is no justice for Richard Allen at this point, but someone has to pay. Nah, it's justice for Richard Allen, fam. I mean, it's justice for him, right? It's no other way around it that I can look at it and see that it's gonna get justice did for him, right? It's overwhelming evidence, sir. You said the justice will come with the maker. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, it will, because he's gonna make it happen. Because he didn't do this. He didn't do this. And listen, like I said, he did this for his family. They show you what type of strength he got, right? And he's gonna make it through this. and go back to his family. I believe that. Now, I know you're not arguing, Jim. I know I'm not arguing with you. I know you're not arguing at all. No, I know you're not doing that. You just saying you think you don't see no. I just firmly disagree, right? I mean, I've seen cases like this before. May take a little bit. I've seen cases like this before. Get up out there. To me, it's just too much overwhelmingly. Against them. This guy's totally innocent. Totally innocent. Totally. They jammed him up. They got him right now, but it's not going to be forever. And I truly believe that. You know why? Because it's people out here who fighting for him. It's people out here who is really fighting for Richard Allen and going to continue to fight for him until he walked to the door. And you're right, they are evil, right? But we're going to knock that evil out. Like Redacted say, I'll free him. We all going to free him, right? Because like I said, it's too much. And like Sergio, let's go to Sergio. Like I said, second clip on Sergio. This guy's excellent at what he do. Excellence. Been there, done that, got the experience, right? He's not just telling you what he think, he's telling you what he know. He said this bullshit ass, this graceful Holman tried to use the read technique and he failed miserably. Keep going, Sergio.
And the interviewer says, did someone else set this up? I don't know, Rick. I want to know.
When he leave here, which way did he go? Re-looking for him. This way, this way, this way? I don't know.
And the interview says, I've been so nice to you. Again, we're back to the please do my job for me. And subject says, oh yeah, you're being nice. You were trying to get me to confess to something I had nothing to do with. The interviewer says, I'm trying to get you to tell the truth. I'm not trying to trick you. Subject says, you assume it's the truth and it's not. That's perfectly direct response. It has to be the truth. The scientists don't lie. The science doesn't lie. Now that's an actual indicator of deception. When you start to try and give yourself more credibility, it means you don't believe in yourself. So this stacking on of credibility, you're going to see it's quickly going to go nowhere. So he says, it has to be the truth. The scientists don't lie. The science doesn't lie. And Richard says, that's awesome. Interrogator is fumbling here, and he's not comfortable enough in conducting an interrogation to control the interrogation. The interrogator has, at this point, shown that he has completely lost control of this interrogation. And it's way too early in the interrogation for the interrogator to have lost control. And then Richard says, I don't need to read it. That's a problem if you're the interrogator. If somebody says, I don't need to read it, it means that, number one, either they don't know how to read and they don't want to be embarrassed, or they know what's in it. The only way that you can know what's in the report is if you didn't do anything wrong. Because if you did something wrong, you're going to grab that report and look at what evidence they have against you. That's the reason why the interrogator asked him if he wants to read it. But the fact that he said no is, again, another indicator, which we've seen already multiple indicators, that Richard at this point is still not processing that there's a threat against him. And there's only one reason, and that's because he didn't do anything. So the interrogator should be analyzing the situation that he's in and reassessing his approach. This is at the point where a completely untrained interrogator should begin to realize that when he's not arguing anything except he's saying that's not possible. For somebody that it's taught in the read course that if somebody tells you something like that's not possible, that is a huge indicator that you're on the wrong track. It's literally taught in the course. This is like what, the fifth real indicator to the interrogator that he's on the wrong track here.
Oh my. You're assuming, Richard says, right? He said, no, that's what the science is telling me. Sergio said, now that's where he said that showed that he's not believing in himself, right? And so he's not believing in himself. And I'm talking about horse shit, Holman, right? Then Sergio say, about what Sergio is, man, cuz it's cold. What did he just say, about him, saying in the report, he like, They didn't see no report. A person who think they did, they gonna want to look in the report and see what you got on me. Right? That's what a trained person who do this type of technique would understand. But you got horseshit Holman in Delphi police department who grew up on sucker.com, right? With the blasphemy, the ignorance, and the illiteracy he showed during this interrogation. You're assuming. No, the science, what the fuck science? You got, you piece of shit. It was no DNA evidence, no electronics. This blurry ass fucking picture, right? You say, fuck the first identity I'll get. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that in public. Y'all say fuck the first one too. Let's go with the second. Shout out to People's Court in the building. Man, I love Andrea. Andrea Burkhart, man, hold up. All right. And like I said, I ain't know about this until, Classic put me on this. I didn't know Defensive Diaries or Andrea Burkhart was covering this. I was lost in the sauce on the ghost shit. And this happened around the same time. How wasn't this a bigger story? With all the no evidence they had, shout out to the beautiful Scarlett's mind in the building. This is diabolical work. But Sergio Cole is shit. And it's crazy to me, y'all, this world we live in. You can see the truth right there in your face. And they say, fuck the truth. Let's continue with Sergio.
But the fifth real indicator to the interrogator that he's on the wrong track here.
There's the truth, and it's not. It has to be the truth. The scientists don't lie. The science doesn't lie. That's awesome. It's saying that.
The interviewer doesn't even understand how embarrassed he should be at this point. Richard has told you it is not possible. Without indicators direct, it's not possible. This tells me that whatever that evidence suggests is wrong. Now, he is not willing to accept reality. He has created his own version, and nothing else can be acceptable to him at this point. No matter how stupid he realizes that he sounds, and no matter how much he's getting called out on that, he's not willing to accept that something in his own evidence is wrong. He's telling you that he's drowning, that he doesn't have control over this situation, and he's desperate for Richard to help him interrogate himself. He says, I'm trying to help you. And Richard says, I get that. Went, thrown the fucking round, and threw it down by a fucking dead girl, split the same fucking TV. This is realistic.
I did not take it from somewhere else. It was logged in. It was taken. It was photographed. You think we fucking went, stole the fucking round, threw it down by a fucking dead girl, split? This ain't fucking TV. This is realistic.
The audio is bad. I'm assuming he said this isn't realistic, but this is leakage. I hope you understand what that is at this point. The interviewer, the interrogator, just said, I did not take it from somewhere. It was locked in, probably evidence. It was taking this photograph. You think we fucking went, thrown the fucking round, and threw it down by a fucking dead girl? He is telling you exactly what they did. Richard never made that accusation. So there's no way that that thought could have come into the detective's head. In order for you to think about something, that thought has to either be placed in your head or you have to generate that thought. That thought wasn't placed by Richard. So that means the detective generated that thought. And where did that come from? If the detective thought that Richard did this, why would he be so concerned with this entire story, having thought through, taking it from evidence and throwing it down by the dead girl? He just confessed. I don't even know. I don't know what happened. I don't know any of the evidence. I don't know any of the details. But my analysis of just this statement would be that the subject is innocent and the detective has an agenda, and his agenda has leaked out. The interrogator goes on. So if you were in my seat, again, if you were in my seat, he's asking for help. If you were in my seat, There is no question in my mind, none. The longer this goes on, the more direct he's getting and the more aggressive he's getting. His anger is increasing, which I would expect to see from an innocent person. His answers are direct. There's no deception at all. That's why we're just reading through this, because there's nothing for me to point out. Interrogator, you don't have to say that. And he says, I'm done. This is a contentious point for me. This is a matter of your rights. And when he says, I'm done, technically, in order to end an interrogation, the subject has to say that they want a lawyer. If you say I'm done, it's ambiguous as to what you mean by that. When you say that is clearly understood.
Leakage. Shout out to Scarlett's mom. Yeah, definitely. Everybody go turn up for Scarlett. Go subscribe to her and show up tonight, man. We had a good time earlier the other day, man. See the truth. But do y'all see this leakage? This Sergio is magical with this shit, ain't he? The leakage. There's no reason for me to look at it because there's no deception. Why wouldn't Richard get mad if you telling me this over and over and I'm telling you, motherfucker, like you say, awesome, stupid, ignorant piece of shit? The fuck is we doing? With this and that and that and this and this. No, motherfucker. Richard Allen never said none of that, you cocksucker. You said that. For sure, Scarlett. We can set that up one day. Yeah, and like Classic said, everyone know what I'm done means. Like, come on, man. Oh, man. Oh, I'm done. He said, everyone know what I'm done. He said, I'm done. Oh, man. See, now this shit break my fucking heart. Because it's easy for us to look at this shit ourselves, hear this shit and see this shit ourselves. We can see it clear as day ourselves. And they convicted this man, y'all. I tell y'all, the pit of my fucking stomach is burning. To know how everybody could look at this instead of a couple of fucking illiterates. Right? And see what's going on. Oh, let's go to the next clip.
So the interrogation should have been over here. Any trained interrogator should know at this point that the subject is innocent. No idea who the actual killer.
Laura say, my dad, a retired detective that specialized in cuts. And the old cut, I showed him the Frank memo, and he was making connection on things that he hadn't even meant. See what I'm saying? The Laura J. Man, shout out to the Laura J. Do you see that? Do y'all see how easy it is for people who did this to see this? And we ain't as skilled as her father. He retired detective and specialized in this. Classic say, when Holman wouldn't stop, he said, just arrest me then. He had already said he was done, but Rick didn't use the magic words. Oh, my God. I'm mad, y'all. Let's go to this clip, y'all.
So the interrogation should have been over here. Any trained interrogator should know at this point that the subject is innocent. No idea who the actual killer is, but I have stats to fill, and someone has to go down for this, and that's going to be you. That just his own thought process just leaked out in that question. The thought by most interrogators is that if you put your subject under stress and pressure, that the truth is going to leak out of them. And the truth does tend to leak out under pressure, but only when you have diarrhea of the mouth. And right now, that is not coming from the subject. The subject is in complete control, and he's being very direct and honest. The diarrhea of the mouth is coming from the interrogator here. And now he's starting to tell you that he has to pin this on somebody, because you're going to see that a bunch. And then Richard says, okay, Richard Allen has no knowledge of the murders. He is not withholding anything about them. They are not playing in his memory. If they were in his memory, then there would be effects from that would come out in his language, and there aren't any. So this is how I know that either that bullet was somehow accidentally dropped in that location and just happened to be found there, which is statistically so unlikely that I don't want to factor it out completely, but that is not something that I would even consider to be possible, or the police put it there. Now, that is something that I wish wasn't possible. It's something that at this point we have to come to terms with. The only thing that I can think of is that the police must have put that round there in order to try to tie him, who was seen walking on that bridge just because he took a walk earlier in that day. It's literally the only thing that ties him there. And the girls weren't even shot. They were stabbed. There was nothing on his knives. There's no DNA, no blood on the knives. The only thing that he has, at least at this point, I haven't even seen any of the evidence. Like I said, only what I've seen from here. Even though they know that he was in that general area that day, they need something that can tie him to the girls. I mean, did they just pick up the bullet when they looked in his house and put it there? I want to say that couldn't happen, but if you've seen the documentary To Make a Murderer, there's just so many examples now of times that this is happening. Even the O.J. Simpson case, I mean, there's no question in my mind that he was guilty, but there's also no question in my mind that they staged evidence. Why do that? But it happens. And if the police department planted evidence to put him in there, there's no way that they were just going to leave him alone and not try to get some sort of confession. There's a lot of things they could do to him in there. And he is clearly not the type of man who's cut out to be in jail. So it wouldn't take much to break somebody like that. That's coercion. That's what POWs go through. It's disturbing. This entire course from start to finish is disturbing. It's disturbing on the level of human rights, human dignity. It's disturbing because of what our country is supposed to represent and what our justice system is. It's not functioning the way that it's supposed to.
Oh my. When that boom came up, it's not even fucking possible, y'all, that bullet would be right there. They searched his house, got the bullet, put it right there. Simple as that. Like, what is we doing? We not fin to let these people let our minds play tricks on us. And like, I mean, I ain't, some of the stuff Dr. Brando said I just didn't like, but he said earlier, right? If Rick did this, why he ain't gonna get rid of the gun? Or if he know he did this move out the state. Can we get some answers on that? Can we get answers? Right? There's no doubt in my mind, Holman and the rest of them cocksuckers, because even remember the officer who's about to unveil it, I can't think of his name right now, remember, mysteriously, he got, and God rest his soul, he was deceased in front of the station. And the other two officers, think about that. Like, they wasn't deceased, but think about that. 3 officers was coming with this. Think about that. It's like so much going through my mind right now of what I noticed. I'm just thinking about that now. They planted, it's no doubt in my mind, not a doubt, that they didn't place that bullet there. It's not a doubt in my mind. It was connections with them through the people who were so fucking guilty. No doubt in my mind. If you're trying to find out what's right, And you got a guy like Turco who able to explain to you about these odinist, whatever it is, right? I apologize. Odinism, right? And then all of a sudden after the Frank motion come out, oh man, I dream my genie. Ding, here's Turco from Purdue professor. Excuse me? Oh, so all of a sudden, after you didn't know what a guy was, he told you about the guy, thinking from Norway or wherever he went. He was from across the pond somewhere. Who could explain to you this in detail way better than he could. You had all this information before you, then like redacted say days later. And redacted say when you think they found, class say when you think days later, yeah, it had to be days. Yeah, man. They went and got that bullet and they went and dropped that bullet. They police department was getting so much. Like, because a dude ain't gonna have the balls to tell you that if you don't like the way our investigation going, you could leave this country. Man, fuck you. Man, fuck you. If you don't like the way our investigation going, you can leave this country. Man, fuck you. We know what you bitches did. We know. That's why this shit ain't stopping. Shout out to Savage Daughter 2 in the building. Salute. Man, if y'all hit that like button, hit that like button. If y'all hit that share button, hit that share button, man. Turn me up. We need them algorithms and names. I can't get past this phone call, y'all. Look.
Out of his mind.
They messed you up so bad.
That's why he sounds comatose.
It's okay, honey. I did it. I did it, dear.
Stop.
I cannot stop. I've got somebody here listening to me right now, dear.
No. You did it. I'm so sorry.
I don't.
All right, classic. I did it. I did it, dear. I cannot stop. The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? And it man, I would. Oh man, I cannot stop. I got somebody sitting right here next to me, and I can't, dear. Dear, what? Dear? Who gonna talk like that? I ain't lying, y'all, this shit hurt my heart. It hurt my fucking heart. Like in the real way. Because the fucking I did it, dear. I cannot stop. I cannot stop. And I just got this video sent to me from Classic. It's gonna be all audio, but it's the magic bullet, right? We gonna listen to that, right? So give me 1 second. We're gonna take a brief little intermission, like real brief, real brief, and we'll be right back.
I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm the right one, yeah. 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 I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walking like a vertical, look clear, aim. You want to smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my job. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none.
Salute to y'all. Man, got this audio only, y'all, but you know, you're gonna be able to hear it good. They're gonna talk about the magic bullet, right? So let's get to it. Love y'all to death. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's my intro, y'all. They're pretty cookie made for me, and I love her to death for that. That's one of my intros. She done made me like 4 of them. Let me get to this. Yeah, that's my new intro. I'm gonna put some visuals with it real soon. Man, that shit the truth. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I'm feeling myself with that intro. You know, real thought. Let me play this. Let's get to it. The magic bullet.
Case. The state's firearms analysis that tested Richard Allen's gun against the bullet found at the crime scene, it didn't match. When the firearms expert testified, she said that she was unable to create those tool marks by ejecting the shell. Correct. She could only correct them, or she could only replicate them if she actually fired the round. Is that accurate? That's absolutely accurate. So, and that's actually the biggest takeaway. So she used 10 test rounds that she had, like just in a, like she's got a big bag or box of test rounds. So the first thing she did 10 of them. Okay, so she did 4 where she tried to cycle it. And if you guys know anything about weapons, you know, if you get your magazine up there, okay, the first time that you rack your gun, it's going to the extractor is going to pull the bullet out of the magazine and place it in the chamber. And then if you rack it again, say that you went out during that day and you like, you know, if it's a, you know, conceal and carry safe, you're like to have one in the chamber just in case, God forbid, you know, and you got it in your holster and you got your gun that morning, you racked it, you got that round up in the chamber, and then you get home and you're you know, gun safety matters to you. Like, all right, I'm gonna get that out. So you then rack it a second time, that'll eject that round out. So she did that process 4 times, okay? And she could not make sufficient enough markings on any of those 4 rounds where she cycled the round out of the weapon to make any kind of comparison.
Oh my. So she cycled the weapon 4 times. Can y'all hear that good? Let me know if y'all can. She cycled the weapon 4 times and she couldn't get nothing out of it? Oh. Are you kidding me? Is that what I just heard? Man, y'all gotta let me know if y'all can hear me. Is that what I just heard? It did not. Oh my God. Hold up. Let me go back a little bit.
She used 10 test rounds that she had, like just in a, like she's got a big bag or box of test rounds. So the first thing she did 10 of them. Okay, so she did 4 where she tried to cycle it. And if you guys know anything about weapons, you know, if you get your magazine up there, okay, the first time that you rack your gun, it's going to the extractor is going to pull the bullet out of the magazine and place it in the chamber. And then if you rack it again, say you went out during that day and you like, you know, if it's a, you know, conceal and carry safe, you're like to have one in the chamber just in case, God forbid, you know, and you got it in your holster and you got your gun that morning, you racked it, you got that round up in the chamber, and then you get home and you're, you know, gun safety matters to you. Like, all right, I'm gonna get that out. So You then rack it a second time, that'll eject that round out. So she did that process 4 times, okay? And she could not make sufficient enough markings on any of those 4 rounds where she cycled the round out of the weapon to make any kind of comparison. The markings weren't significant enough. So she then fired 6 rounds. And at that point, on one of those 6, she claims that she was able to make sufficient agreement. So let me say this again. She ran the test, the direct comparison, and it came back negative. That is according to trial testimony documented in the appeal of Richard Allen. So everybody's like, see, the bullet matched. No, it didn't. No, it didn't, until it was manipulated 50 ways to Tuesday did it match. And I guess if you're going to say that's some sort of scientific breakthrough, I got a big old vat of snake oil to sell you.
Probably heard of ballistics evidence. That is where examiners compare the marks on bullet fragments and testify in court that there is no doubt the bullet was fired from a particular gun. Well, this week, Maryland's highest court ruled that ballistics evidence is not what many of us may think. In fact, they determined that science isn't good enough to stand up in court anymore. As far as the
oh my, hold up. Are you freaking kidding me? It's not good enough to stand up in court? What? When it didn't match? Is this what Judge Gold of Stink Shit did? Excuse me? Oh my God. Man, this is worse than Karen Reed. How the fuck didn't this make the headlines? Is it because it was in Delphi, Indiana? And then she wouldn't allow Rich. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh we. Oh we.
The bullet's concerned, especially as this got fleshed out at the trial, I have really grave concerns about this even meeting the threshold for admissibility in court. The fact that it turns out this is a comparison of an unspent round to a fired casing. There's been no apparent validation or even like real study of whether this is a type of testing that's appropriate, that's going to be reliable, that it's something that would be accepted in the forensic community generally. That to me is a real problem. So at the very least, I think that there should have been more of a threshold evaluation of the legitimacy of that process and put the burden on the state to substantiate that what they're offering here is in fact reliable science. Big hot button for me, the junk science in the courts. It's just been a problem for decades. It continues to be a problem.
In a 4-3 split decision, Maryland Supreme Court ruled the science is simply not reliable.
Oh, wow. 4-3? The science is not reliable. Are you kidding? Oh, we. Oh, we. Oh, we. Oh. Oh, my God. Andrea is a real one. It's not a blind test. They know the weapon and they know what it needs to match. The tester at the very least should be given multiple weapons, but then it's crap. Oh, talk the Laura J. Oh, we. Oh, we, man. This bad.
Jeffrey Giller, the chief of forensics for Maryland's Office of the Public Defender, to explain.
That science does not support matching a bullet or a cartridge case to a particular gun. There was a study called Ames 2, and what that study found that when they tried to reproduce the opinions of one examiner versus another examiner, they found that over 50% of the time, The second examiner came to a different conclusion on the same evidence than the first examiner.
Okay, now this is some bullshit. What they talking about, some Ames 2 bullshit. This was when Turtle Boy and Karen Reed shit started like in 2000. They'll let y'all know better. Maybe I know it started around the same time. Okay, they said this Ames 2, right? This Ames 2. Now let me tell y'all about this shit that they make up that don't make no sense at all. And you can't even understand. These some high-power motherfuckers, right? Who are paid, because you know this world we live in is crooked. So I get that twisted. These high-power motherfuckers paying them and paying experts who the ones who they know can get to say this, and this Ames 2, stuff like this could come in law to help a lot of people. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Ames 2? The fuck is an Ames 2? This just sound like some shit that was made up. Now, it was a small. No, you ain't got to keep asking them questions. Now that's what you're talking about. So we up here to know this case. I'm learning this case with you. Nah, this happened just a couple of years ago when Karen Reed stuff happened. Oh wait, what the fuck is an Ames 2? That is some shit that you make up to corrupt the law that's going to benefit a lot of people, and they give you the red light, and then they say, okay, it's good, green, go. Oh my.
I mean, that kind of tool mark analysis is bordering right on junk science in some places it is to begin with. Right. But then, so everything that happens from there and beyond was all built around the idea that this bullet casing came from Richard Allen's gun. Correct. And then, now can you explain what happened at trial? What did we learn at trial when that analyst came up and explained what she actually found?
Nothing. It was unbelievable. So you're sitting there as she gets on the stand, and you know she's been working for the ISP lab for a long time. You know, she's like, I've never gotten one wrong. Like, she's like, I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong.
That's a lie. And you know this is a lie.
All right. And they put a picture up, right? And the whole time she's like, but I don't want anybody looking at the picture, because the picture is just one of, like, it's a microcosm of everything.
Oh my God. So boy, shout out to Bob Motter of Defensive Diaries. Boy, ain't he so cold? What he do? Man, I got to rewind this, because I got to rewind this. Oh my God. This is going to be ice water, y'all. Oh my, I know it is. And before I play it, Lord, they say any small town that tells me the FBI to beat it because they got it handled. I'm looking at that sideways, upside down, diagonal. Boy, talk, Lord J. Oh, man, Bob is the truth. And that's what Classic was telling me. Like, Andrea was there, Bob was there, covering it. Right? Oh my God. Do you see how surgical? But let's listen to him. Listen to this again. Oh my God.
That kind of tool mark analysis is bordering right on junk science in some places it is to begin with. Right. But then, so everything that happens from there and beyond was all built around the idea that this bullet casing came from Richard Allen's gun. Correct. And then, now can you explain what happened at trial? What did we learn at trial when that analyst came up and explained what she actually found?
Nothing. It was unbelievable. So you're sitting there as she gets on the stand.
He say nothing. Like, unbelievable. Like, I'm smirking because he say nothing. He say unbelievable. This is what Bob is telling us, who was there. This is mind-boggling to hear this.
And
you know, she's been working for the ISP lab for a long time. You know, she's like, I've never gotten one wrong. Like, she's like, I'm never wrong.
No, hold up. I never got to go that wrong word again. I never got one wrong. Classic. What? She never got one wrong. Delphi Police Department. Delphi, D-E-P-A, Delphi. It's D-E-L-P-H-I, police. Right. I never got nothing wrong. And then I remember him saying, I don't want you to look at the picture of what she said. Oh my God. Hold up. Man, like, my God, Jim_Cox say Richard Allen was in solitary confinement for 5 months before his initial confession, reportedly. Like, real talk, that's the truth. That's what Classic told me. And do you know what they did to him in that 5 months? Oh my God. Scholars say, wow, I need to learn about this judge. But worse than Auntie Bev. Didn't even allow a camera in. At least, you know, that $2 wig Bev had on her head, she let a camera in. And Jim said, let me tell you that 1 week in solitary will have your mental. 5 months, I cannot imagine, man. You ain't lying. This woman says she ain't never wrong. Damn. And boo-boo, what part of perfect was you made from? Stupid bitch. Like, bitch, to get your arrogant, dumb man. I don't give a fuck these bitches who do wrong. Like I said, y'all, I respect people to death and would never talk out of normal to nobody who I don't respect. But when I see bullshit, this shit right here, fuck this bitch. Who is this bitch to get on the stand, this arrogant piece of shit, Woody Woodpecker face built bitch, gonna tell me I'm never wrong. The nerve, the fucking audacity. Are you kidding me?
I'm never wrong.
That's a lie. And you know this is a lie.
All right, and they put a picture up, right? And the whole time she's like, but I don't want anybody looking at the picture, because the picture is just one of, like, it's a microcosm of everything that I was looking at when I made my analysis. So I'm like, well, why didn't you put on like a series of like?
So don't look at the picture, because everything was a microcosm of your reality. Shout out to the General MC, Kazi G in the building. Salute, yeah. I'm never wrong. Hey, right? Who never wrong? Who says that shit, the General? The General. Who says that? But we all fuck up. And we all be wrong. Who says I'm never wrong? Oh my God. I am the arrogance of this bitch, man. And then she say, she don't want you to look at the picture. I want you to look at the migrant. Now, whatever big ass word. Bitch, we don't know what the migrant. Bitch, we want to look at the picture or the fuck is you talking about, miss, I'm never wrong? Yeah, bitch, you thought you was looking real nuts, but they end up elephant nuts, huh? Miss, I'm never wrong. The fuck?
You know, because she's got her comparison microscope picture. Yeah. And there's 3 ejector marks on the head stamp, okay? Which means that round had been ejected on 3 separate occasions. What you're looking for are, you need the fine marks, not what they call the gross marks.
So look, 3 separate, so it was 3 separate occasions. Now, what the fuck am I listening to? This is crazy, beyond crazy. And love the yens. I'm sorry, Jordan. I miss saying that. I love my yens. I love my yens. I'm sorry I missed that saying that. I'm sorry about that, Jordan. But you know I love my yens. I'll make sure I say that. Uh, oh man. Oh wait. This shit, this oh wait.
Throws mark for the deeper marks. We never even see what she's saying was sufficient agreement. Like you don't. There is no evidence. It was literally like, trust me. You're just gonna have to trust me. I had my work validated by my boss.
Boy, shout out to Bob, man. Boy, Bob is ferocious too. He one of them ones too. Like, cause you saw how you saying like the bitch telling us you're just gonna have to trust me. It's no evidence, just trust me because of the microscope of the 3 times. Shut up. Oh my God. Boy, Bob is cold. Boy, Bob. Boy, say, hold up. But don't play with Bob. Boy, shout out to Defensive Diary. Man, listen. See, this is the type of shit right here, like, when you fighting for what's right, like, I would run through a wall for people like this who fight for injustice and corruption and hold it down for them. Like, you could hear the purity in his voice. Is he breaking this down to us, the ones who wasn't there, couldn't be in there, because Judge Gull shit blocked it. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, you right. This retake. Oh, y'all. This, man, shout out to Bob with Defensive Diaries, man. See, that's why I say Classic is the, man, I know, like, Classic, she is my angel on my shoulder, feeding me like I'm the little shop of horror. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. She giving me all this information. I didn't know nothing about this. Don't look at the picture. Just look at my microscope. Well, bitch, we see your picture 3 times unsuccessful, and you want us to just trust you? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. See, I didn't know this shit. See, this is new to me. This bitch say don't look at the pictures, bitch. When you miss 3 times, trust me. Oh, wait.
Sufficient agreement. Like you don't. There is no evidence. It was literally like, trust me. You're just gonna have to trust me. I had my work validated by my boss. And he came to the same conclusion. There was sufficient agreement. They're not allowed to use the word match. Right. So it's the term of art is sufficient agreement. So the problem with it is that they had no evidence of her showing her work. How did you reach that conclusion? It blew my mind, man. Like I had never seen anything like it.
Okay. They had how did they reach that conclusion? Y'all heard how Classic coming? She got no quit until it's free Rick Allen. Don't play with her. How did y'all come to that conclusion? How did you come to that conclusion, bitch? If it's no evidence, what the fucking jury? Oh, we, y'all. Oh, we. Oh, we.
True mark. The person who we also know her testimony. Bullshit. You cannot compare the fired shell casing with a cycled cartridge. Anybody does that should never be allowed near the courtroom ever again.
Oh, shout out to Nick Starro. You cannot compare.
Too much. Person who we also know her testing with a cycle cartridge.
You cannot compare a fired shell casing with a cycle cartridge. Oh, and he said, if you ever did, you don't need to be in no courtroom. And that goes exactly to the point what the Lord J said. How hard it must have been for all these brilliant attorneys that have been sitting through the trial, not being able to react, object, etc. Oh my. Boy, it's an insult to even call it science. Facts. And like she said, if you know Larry Foreman, he wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have. He would have went ape shit because, oh my God. Oh, man, it is an insult to even call it science. But talk your shit, Classic. Man, y'all, what the fuck am I listening to? What Classic told me. She been telling me. Laura said, no, but man, you ain't lying anybody. Man, that's why I love Larry Foreman, man. Love him, bro. Love him to death. Love him to death, man. My boy say, MC, do you ever some free time? So I love to talk to you about a common experience. We had a separate jurisdictions, man. That's what's up. And sometimes if you believe something that's right, these attorneys have got to stand up and do it and think of their clients, not themselves. If they believe, oh, naughty dog, talk that shit. But these bitches got no morals. You know, these dumb illiterate, because you know it got to be a dumb, right? That's real shit what you saying, though.
Anybody who does that should never be allowed near the courtroom ever again. If that is what they have to do to make a match. It's not a match. Never was. That is an invention. And if McLean told her to, or if this toolmark person decided to just help out a little, either way, garbage. I can break it down like this, very simple.
Hold up, Classic. I remember that Andy Baldwin had another murder case straight after Rick. Lady was innocent, but God prevented a lot of. Okay, after Andy Baldwin. Because I remember the Andy Baldwin case, it was a Western movie he was shooting and trying to kill somebody, but they threw it out. So, yeah, I thought you was talking about that at first, but yeah, I got to go. But you said innocent, but God prevented a lot of exculpatory evidence. Luckily, oh, my girl is a mess. She a mess. Boy, I want to say something. Oh, man.
This toolmark person decided to just help out a little. Either way, garbage. I can break it down like this, very simply. So what we're trying to do is we're saying that this mark, we know for a fact the mark on that shell casing came from it being ejected out of a gun.
Hey, Kayla. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Oh, look, but look, y'all. That was a blunder. Look, the reason, because I see that name. You remember that case he had? So, oh my God. It was like, oh my God. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm going to play this on the show, y'all. Oh, there's another one right here. Oh, wee. Oh, wee, man. God. Ain't that so funny, though, y'all? Oh, because I was going to work. Oh, hell no. Love you too, Caleb. Like, I love everybody's shit. I am a blunder machine. Oh, my God. Oh, wee. Damn. Oh, 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 man, I can't wait to let them hear that. All right, let's continue, y'all.
Without being fired. When they tried to do the same thing with Richard Allen's gun, it did not make that mark. Correct. So then she fires 6 rounds, which is irrelevant in my opinion, because the round wasn't fired. So you're not replicating anything that actually happened on the scene. And out of that, only 1 out of the 6 could have been sufficient agreement, to which she didn't show any work to actually confirm that. You don't even see.
Oh, okay, so they say 1 out of 6. But the illiterate bitch didn't even show nothing. Didn't show nothing to prove that. What the fuck is we? Oh wait, hold up. Oh, this is worse. It's already the worst that I ever seen. But like Classic told me, it get worse, and I'm seeing that now. Like, you could even prove this. Bitch talking about, don't look at the 3 things, look at the microscope. Let me talk to you with my Woody Woodpecker face and my beak. Oh my God.
And out of that, only 1 out of the 6 could have been sufficient agreement, to which she didn't show any work to actually confirm that. You don't even see what mark she's talking about.
At the scene, they had found the unfired .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge near Libby's right ankle. Melissa Oberg did her bullshit analysis where she couldn't compare it. She couldn't find anything that Richard Allen's gun did when she treated the bullet the way the bullet found at the scene had been treated. So she treated it differently and then said it matched.
Special Agent Richard E. Gates.
Boy, shout out to Andrea Burkhardt. Oh my God, that'd be a dream of mine. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to y'all now. I want to interview Bob, about this case. I want to interview Andrea. I want to interview the other people around. I want to interview them about this case. Oh my God, this is, and you see it's not, but you laugh at how dumb this illiterate woman is, because couldn't even show nothing. And she said the same thing Clay said. It's all bullshit.
We are going to cycle 5 rounds of Winchester law enforcement ammunition through a 6-hour pistol. Got a dude safe down here in the corner.
Well, I would love that, Kayla. Oh my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just for comparison's sake, I will do 1 of the rounds 3 times.
There we go. Okay. All right, ready?
What the?
Where was that unspent round found?
They claim that it was found about 6 inches away from Abby's foot.
like in
down where the bodies were found, not up by the
correct. So right. So that's like, and it's not buried, but it's like it's nestled. I call it nestled in the leaves, kind of just like not like they didn't have to dig it up. Like there was like, oh, buried. It was like it was nestled in the leaves. It was partially visible. Like, and then problem with their chain of custody is there's, you know, the next, you never see the bullet. You never see like the actual bullet, the projectile. All you can see is, you know, the head stamp and the primer. That's all you can fucking see. So they never, like when they pick it up and take it into evidence, like you never see a picture of them holding the entire bullet up so that you can see it, so that you know you're looking at the same bullet at trial as you're looking at. And
so when they're documenting the crime scene, which is done the same way as a document fire scene. You start broad, and if there's, for me, like if I had an item of evidence that I'm going to collect, I take a wide shot, a closer shot, a zoomed in shot of it untouched where it's at, then you clear everything away from it, get a real close shot, usually with a scale next to it, and then like you said, then you pick it up and take like this is the full thing, so you can see step by step. So in this case, they just have the long shot of it in place, and then that's it.
That's it.
So there's never really any.
There's no chain of custody of it. There's
no chain of custody. Oh my God. So this is, I don't know who had it. It was right there. With he could have had it. Man, it would. Oh, wait.
Oh, like you're not watching the steps of the process at all. You never see that happen. And like, and their position was, well, you know, if there was any kind of biological fluids on it, if there was any prints on it, if there was any DNA, like anything, like we didn't want to touch it. Well, like you had to touch it to fucking pick it up and put it in the bag.
Yeah, you had to touch it. And no DNA. Damn, I thought DNA was everything. First case in history. They don't want no DNA. They don't want nothing. Because it was already reported that the bullet was found days later. I believe that. I believe that.
So, like, you know, it's like they just didn't have any kind of explanation for it.
The unspent round that was found between the bodies.
Right.
And my understanding is that discovery was made some days after the murder. So when the bodies were found on the 14th of February, 7 years ago tomorrow now, they did secure that crime scene for about 3 days. And they searched it, and then they cleared it for about a day and a half, and then they re-secured it. My understanding is that unspent shell was discovered during that second search after the scene had been re-secured.
Really?
And it was found under the dirt. It wasn't just laying out in the open. It had been somewhat buried, whether intentionally or through time and the elements, we don't know. But that is the bullet that they're saying was ejected or cycled through his pistol that they discovered during the search warrant.
Oh my. Ooh. It's getting worse. They needed something to tie Rick to the crime scene. This getting worse. So not through the first search I found, the second search, then it's buried on the third. What is we doing? What is this? The fuck is this up? Oh wait. They needed something to tie to Rick. So you have to understand, when they went in there, they said, oh, cuz got this gun right here. Whoop-de whoop, 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 whoop. Let's do this and do that. And whoop, boom. We'll torture him, make him eat his shit and bang his head against the wall. Tell him how we're going to do his wife and daughter. And like whoop-de whoop. And then he'll break. Like Bob said he would. And he'll confess. He'd be like, I did it, dear. Will you still love me? Will you still come see me? I cannot say that, dear, because someone is sitting right here next to me. Oh, wait. Man down by the river that could point to me. But I think I did. Yeah, I think I did it. And Jim said, right, holy shit. Holy shit. I think I did it. The fuck you gonna think you do something? Oh, you thought you killed some other people in your family too, huh? You thought you did all of that. Then you had them dumb assholes. I'm not talking what that dumb ignorant motherfucker say right here. What that ignorant bastard say? What that shit at this ignorant motherfucker? The fuck this ignorant piece of shit say? What the fuck? I'm gonna make sure it's the right one. This ignorant motherfucker pissed me off.
We heard from the Director of Behavioral Health for the Indiana Department of Corrections. Dr. Deanna Dwanger testified that.
Is it this one? Let me see.
Solitary. He was in a single person cell. When you take a guy who's presumed innocent and you stick him in the most secure cell, in the most secure prison in the state of Indiana, and hole him away for 23 hours a day for 13 months, if you don't think that that's a problem, then I suggest you hole yourself up in your bathroom for 30 days and let yourself out for an hour a day to go into a 3x3 cage to talk to somebody who's ostensibly supposed to be helping you. But it turns out that that person is some kind of true crime weirdo who's a digger and was actively researching the case for the very person she's treating. Everything about what happened to Richard Allen should make your skin crawl if you live in this country. It should terrify you. It's an issue of voluntariness. That's what the confession.
I don't even feel like finding that clip of that dummy where he gonna talk about the come to Jesus moments. Right? Man, Bob, the truth ain't y'all. And I was talking about the other dude who's with the dude who ain't seen his penis in 20 years. The baby Huey looking motherfucker, right? He had this come to Jesus moment. Would you come to Jesus if you're eating your species? Would you say anything they would like? Let's continue, yeah.
And really resecure anything once you've released it. And that's a major problem. How do we know that something wasn't placed down there in that interim, that kind of vacuum that creates at that moment in time? Because the area is completely unsecured.
Friday evening, state police hurry into the cemetery, returning to the crime scene. Undercover officers did some work and left about 20 minutes later.
We never had very good pictures from the crime scene of like exactly how this bullet looked at the time when they found it. Like,
hold up, did they say they came and left 20 minutes later? Classic, did I hear that? They came and was this when they found the bullet? They came and left 20 minutes later? Man, you got to be fucking kidding me. So you telling me y'all picked the perfect spot. Found the perfect spot in 20 minutes. Oh, y'all. 3 days later, y'all. I try to, man, hey, Jim, you said some real shit. Like if you shooting in some of your cases or somewhere, man, they pick up your case and say, hey, this has Jim prints on it. Right? This has Ray prints on it. Classic print. If you were shooting 3 days, oh, I I don't know if they have an appellate fund. Man, they need it. Oh, 3 days later, y'all think about this. Now this is where I have to hold my fucking composure, right? I got to hold my fucking composure, right? And not really go with these dick suckers like I really want to right now. 3 days later, 20 minutes, and these bitches find a magical bullet. Oh my fucking God. Man, you couldn't write a fiction fucking book and you can buy and make that shit look as fictional as this shit look and know that it's fictional. And everything is okay. On to the next one. They could have picked that shit up at a gun range and boom, you are it, boy. Talk that shit. Man, shout out to my dog, Zach, a.k.a. The Prince of Wales, a.k.a. the people's favorite. He's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Salute, Zach. Classic say, Jim Cox memory, it was the same ammo that Ellie used, but I need to confirm it. Okay. Man, 3 days later, y'all. Think about that. 3 days later. 3 days later. See, now that's what these bitches in Delphi got me fucked up. You bitches went 3 days later, 20 fucking minutes, and you bitches rolling off, and them raggedy ass police cars y'all got, and it's done. Man, you can't make this up, man. This is, Grundy, this is reality. What do you think about that, Grundy? You say nothing about them picking up, going a second time, picking up, finding a bullet in 20 minutes? Boy, magical, ain't it? Boy, these dudes are better than David Blaine. Boy, David Blaine can pull no magic tricks like this. Boy, the magical bullet. Oh, they was like, oh, it just eased on down the road. Oh, it just eased on down the road. Man, the magical bullet just eased on. Boy, David Blaine can pull a better trick than this. Man, Kayla say, imagine how quick they would have found. Oh my God, Kayla. Oh my God. Every new thing I learned about, man, Scarlet. Beautiful Scarlet. Man. No, I'm out of classic. Use a rider, bro, for this free Ricky. But 2 marks are way too subjective, 1 gun. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying. I don't see that. Oh, wait, that's bad. Oh, wait, thank you for that, man. Oh, wait, I am befuddled, my people.
Partially buried under leaves, is partially stuck into the ground. All we really see is just the bullet after it's been removed from the ground. So first off, we don't, the girls were not shot. The girls were stabbed. The girls were cut. And so there, other than this bullet, is no indication that there was a gun involved.
Thing about the gun.
Boy, shout out to the beautiful Andrea Burkhart. Talk to him, Andrea. The girls were stabbed. They were not shot. So what the fuck is y'all talking about? How the fuck? Hold the fuck up. This just not fucking coming to me, classes. Jim say drinking some whiskey. Hey, this just now coming to me. The girls were stabbed. I knew that. And I'm talking about this book and oh my God, man. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, this is just now coming to me again. Like, I've been going in on this about this bullet, knowing the whole time that ain't how the girls passed away. Oh, boy, this is cold-blooded. What they did. Y'all, Andrea just schooled me. It was used to get a search warrant. Oh my God, man. Oh, y'all. Oh, this is pure evil, no cap.
It's been removed from the ground. So first off, we don't, the girls were not shot. The girls were stabbed. The girls were cut. And so there, other than this bullet, is no indication that there was a gun involved.
Thing about the gun, like, yeah, I did something with the gun and I dropped the bullet and something happened with the bullet. Like, that would have had to have been up on the bridge, which means that it's not the bullet or the round that they found down by the crime scene. Because if you really start breaking down this narrative with facts that you shouldn't know, none of it adds up.
Well, the bullet thing was the one thing that jumped out at me was that's so non-specific, and it sounds like someone trying to explain an item of evidence, but not knowing how.
Right, and
you would hear, I would expect to hear something like, I wrecked the gun to try to scare them.
Right.
Not, I did something with the gun and that's why the bullet fell.
Right, and that's exactly the words that she used. I did something with the gun. That sounds like somebody who's never fired a weapon and doesn't know what the term rack means.
Right.
Because Richard Allen would certainly know. He'd say, I would have racked the gun. I racked it, the round popped out, and that's how the round got there.
Well, I would want to know is
like, the timing of it doesn't work. Two girls walked by me. I followed them onto the bridge. I did something with the gun. The bullet falls. I tell them down the hill.
Oh, so he said he did something with the gun and the bullet falls before he told them down the hill.
Right.
But then the bullet's found
I
down
think
by the body.
Right.
First off, she did multiple tests on different firearms, as we saw. She started with the Glock that belonged to Ron Logan. She then had a couple guns that I believe she got from Brad Weber, and that was a Smith & Wesson model, M&P 40 caliber, and then the Sig Sauer P239. She could not exclude the Smith & Wesson, and the Sig Sauer P239 were found to be inconclusive. Incidentally, the Glock did not exclude the firearm. So 3 completely unrelated guns now all so far cannot be excluded from having made these marks.
That's not.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Damn. But this I didn't know none of this right early.
No evidence. You stupid motherfucker.
Ballistics evidence, he said, can still be used to narrow down what kind of gun may have been used in a crime. but it can't be used anymore to pin a shooting on a specific gun.
Brad Weber guy, who's the guy whose Sig Sauer was tested, his 40 caliber Sig Sauer, and could not be excluded, whose property is the property where that access road is.
I don't argue the science because it's not a fucking science. Tool mark analysis is not a science. It is a subjective opinion. Whoever this bro was on the stand is a lying hack who might as well have sat there with tarot cards or an 8-ball. It's that level of bad. Jesus Christ, this is stupid.
This is a first of its kind ruling saying that this entire field of forensic firearms analysis isn't reliable enough to be used as evidence in a criminal court case like this.
So from my perspective, that firearm analysis that holds bullshit. Like that is nothing to point toward Richard Allen. Doesn't sound like the video does anything to point toward Richard Allen. Nothing identifies him there. So then there's the frustrating part is the element of evidence that was the most damning, and from what I understand, probably the reason he got convicted was for these confessions. But at what point there's a fruit of the poisonous tree idea happening here, because the only reason he's in jail is because of this shell casing. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
The only reason he was arrested was solely based off of that.
Right.
And then while he's in jail, after a year of being in solitary confinement, having a complete mental breakdown, he's in psychosis, he's on medication, then he starts confessing, and the confessions become, it has to be the reason he's convicted. Or these
right. It's the key piece of evidence.
Yeah, and it didn't come in, that wasn't the evidence they used to arrest him. And that's, I think that's a critical point for people, because I think people get caught up in the weeds of was the confession legit? Was it like, the confession was not, this was not evidence when you took the bullet casing and the video and the confession. The police put all that together and decided that's our guy, we're arresting him. They arrested him based solely off this shell casing that is not legit evidence, in my opinion. And then all the way a year later, after he's already arrested, then these confessions come out.
It's the Chicago Public Defender's Office mounted it's called a Fry challenge, and basically it's a challenge to the scientific validity of this type of matching with one bullet to one gun. And the judge barred the forensic firearms analyst from testifying at all, based on the fact that there's no scientific foundation to this idea that you can match one bullet to one gun.
So she blocked the person, the expert for the defense, who could say it's no science, who could prove it. Oh, wait. Damn, you ain't lying. This type of shit right here, it fuck with you, but see, it fuck with me to make me want to go harder for this shit, but it fuck with me because I'm thinking about Richard Allen, right? And oh wait, man. Oh, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You say, and who the fuck asked a cop if he would be in trouble if he spits was found by Abby's body? That was, wasn't that Elvis who said that? Oh man, I got to go over his shit again. Oh, his shit gonna be oh man. Yeah, man. Who says that? That was Elvis. Yeah, I was right. That was Elvis. Because Elvis was getting interrogated, and he told that fucking horse shit, if I spit on one of them, will that get me in trouble? He ran back to the police car. Oh, wait. Like, who does that, Laura? Laura, who does that? Oh, man, I remember that when you said that, that just came back to my memory because we classic game it and we talked about that. I was like, what they spent on? If something, why would you be asking them questions like that? Oh, and then, just to know y'all, he really got convicted of this bullet now, right? That is coming to me now. That it was no DNA evidence there. None, not a DD whatsoever. And he got convicted off of a bullet that, and they was not, as they say, shot like the beautiful Andrea Burko said. They were stabbed. Man, I've never been more devastated by a conviction. I get it. Now this is oh, this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. And like I'm look, just thinking about it now. I want y'all to understand that a bullet is what he was convicted on. Not that it was DNA in one of the girls, her and one of the girls, the sticks being found on Ron Logan's yard, the confessions the other prisoners had. You got Westfall and Holder, Elvis Fields, the three police, one mysteriously got killed, God rest his soul, in front of the station when they was going to uncover it. Now, see, this is what I think about now. Because we doing shit like this to convict a man, and we got people like Adam Montgomery, who's a piece of shit, in another trial because his rights to a fair trial were violated by his ex being a sole witness. Man, that's crazy work. But ain't that the truth though? That, like, how do some of this shit happen? How did this shit happen, y'all? Right? These cops just fucking stupid or connected to they is. It's, Laura say, and the activity on Libby's phone during the time Rick was definitely at work. Exactly. And also, remember how Cuz said earlier, let me go back to this so I could bring that to remembrance to y'all. I think this is right here. Check this out.
If you're a serious person and if you care about the health of our judicial system and our criminal justice system
Yes.
in this country, you should care about this. Like put aside everything else. Put aside the facts of the case and just think about if we think that that's okay. What was done to him was a war crime.
Yeah.
Like unequivocally, if we treated prisoners of war the way that they treated Richard Allen, those are absolute war crimes.
Yeah.
And this is a guy, again, who I'm going to say was presumed innocent.
You know, even in situations where Guantanamo Bay, the military is trying to use the excuse of not being U.S. persons or U.S. citizens, and yet that still got outlawed and banned, doing things just like this. Just solitary, literally just solitary like this was outlawed and banned. And it's just like this. And that's for non-U.S. persons, non-U.S. citizens. This is a U.S. person, U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
The humanity of this, the torture that this man is going through, and the everlasting scars that will be in his mind, his wife's mind, his kid's mind. For what? Because you needed to get somebody? Gotta find the boogeyman? And then you all screwed up so many times, it's like, well... Or is this a cover for something else? Is this a cover for somebody else? What the hell? I mean... You know, the guy who was... The predator guy who was going after one of the girls and said he was going to meet her there that day. Took you several years to arrest him on completely unrelated charges. And then Ron Logan died. Despite all of that. So let's go get the CVS pharmacy tech with no history and no evidence against him. Seems legit.
Man, I want y'all to think about that because I remember that the predator dude who was, I remember they asked cuz the dude who was a predator who got arrested for that because he was in contact with one of the girls. Did he have anything that we don't want to speak about that? What? Then he arrested years later? Like, oh my God. Oh, wait. Taylor said beyond a reasonable doubt is a thing told to a jury for a reason. All the things being talked about are reasonable doubt, and it's just clear cut, no debating. Oh, we. Oh, wait. This is. Damn. I'm truly. Like, got a knot in my stomach right now. I keep thinking about. For a bullet, no DNA. And I think about how they said with the DNA, it came from the washing machine, y'all, from one of their houses, right? So that's on another level. So, and I was seeing that the parents didn't even want that tested. That this is, oh wait. That's why we gotta fight for. It's a free Rick. I'm on the classic. I'm on it. I ain't stopping. I'm on it. I'm telling you, it's go time. Like real tough. Just from why and that the parents didn't want to test it, y'all. Like I can't get over that. Like classic say, both tested positive. Why the parents didn't want to test it? Somebody make me understand that. Why the parents didn't want to test that? Excuse me, parents. Y'all didn't want to. Oh, parents didn't want to test that. Ever since if I come back up here and my spit right there, will something happen to me? Is Ron holding your property? Zero evidence of Ricky there. As a matter of fact, he did the honorable thing and called him and told him he was out there early. And then they always tell us to do the right thing, y'all. They say do the right thing and not saying don't do the right thing, but he called them doing the right thing to tell him he was out there. Why would he do that? If it was my child, who was out there, won't be on this earth no more. Like Naughty, you feel me? And Kayla said because they probably didn't want to feel any more guilty for what they did. First of all, I would never let my 13-year-old go anywhere like that without another facts. This ain't the way it used to be. People could just walk, let your kids just walk. Man, y'all, I'm fucked up with these parents, right? I'm fucked up at them because they could have did better, y'all. And they know, like there's 50 ways fucked up. If they should have had that tested. Kayla say I flipped out, finding out my stepdaughter walking home to her mother's house and her mom was all right with it. Hell no. You see this world? Facts. Well, talk your shit, Kayla. So it was Libby's grandparents who she was staying with, who didn't want to get tests done. Is that what you're telling me? We. Libby's dad is the CI or snitch. Oh, wait. Mm-mm-mm. Damn. Man. Oh, wait. Oh, I got, yeah, because this is an atrocity what happened here, y'all. This ain't real life. Oh. Yeah, worse now, yeah. Oh, man, y'all. Damn, this shouldn't be real life, Jim. Class say Happy Moms hung out with Patrick West forever, of course. Oh my God. Damn. I ain't even know that classic. Oh, we. Oh, we. Man, Jen, you ain't lying. Nothing. Damn. Classics like pages of redaction. But the beautiful scholar said, oh, wow, the judge succeeded. When Auntie Bell failed, got the FBI thrown out. Boy, she got everything fucking thrown out. Shit, Auntie Bell ain't got shit on her. They ain't even in the same stratosphere. Oh, wait. Boy, I'm shook. Look what Classic telling us, y'all. FBI thrown on a task force agent. God rest his soul. Oh, I don't want to think about it. Oh, man, we finna probably be back on it, man. In the next couple of hours. Yeah, we riding, y'all. Like, we riding. If y'all ain't hit that like button, y'all hit that like button. If y'all ain't sure, please share. If y'all can support the channel, support the channel. Y'all see it across the screen. I want to let y'all know I love y'all. I appreciate everybody out here, man. Y'all the truth to me. And I want y'all to know I love this community of injustice and corruption. I love the cranks, because we all cranks because we riding for this. So we're going to play this song, and then we'll close it out. We're going to play Blue Blue Curtain, my favorite shit.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. clock ticks slow. Its echo stays. Each moment drags, then slips away. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue, blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue, blue curtains won't let me escape. The walls close in, shadows stretch along. Night wears a mask where dreams don't belong. A bird once sang, now silent it lies. The sky holds no stars, just clouded sighs. The pain's a prison, the glass cuts deep. Eyes wide open, yet I can't sleep. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain.
Shout out to my guy Zach, aka the Prince of Well, aka the people's favorite. Salute. Have a good night, sir. Thank you for coming, man. Man, Laura J. And now, man, we thank y'all for coming to chill. You know, to see me go through this and learn this and understand this. Shout out to the beautiful classic for just putting me on everything I need to be put on, man. Shout out to Walter. Good morning, man. In Boston, what's popping? Oh, thank you, class. Man, look, I am. I don't know what to say. But I know this. I'm not stopping. Free Rick Allen, you hear how we coming. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping this. No. I'm not stopping. Man, we boy, I just can't get over this woman. And that she kept everything out. I can't get over this bullshit ass judge, man. I cannot get over this bullshit judge. This. How's she able to sleep at night? And in a case like this, I'll show you after that class is the truth. And to just think, when this do come up, and they agree to this should be done, I think in another fucking state I know it can't do that, but they got to go to a different county far out. This got to go to a different county far out. This cannot be retried because it's no way possible in my mind. No way possible in my mind. No way possible in my mind. Oh yeah, Andrea Burkhardt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I play her a lot. But it's no way in my mind that this is not going to come, that this case is not going to come up for appellate. It is. That is going to be granted. Nah, for real, Zach. They need to test the damn DNA. They need to do everything. This case, when it's going to come up for appellate, I guarantee you it is. From what I didn't even know, them bitches went there and found a bullet in 20 minutes, and it was 3 days later. How did you filthy animals know to go to that exact spot 20 minutes? Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Oral argument, September 21st, y'all. I knew nothing about them going out there a second time, right? And then finding a bullet in 20 minutes. And then they convicted him off a bitch ass nothing else. Oh, until you bitches had him banging his head against the wall and eating on his own feces. And then that's when we hear this, y'all, right here.
Out of his mind.
They messed you up so bad.
That's why he sounds comatose.
It's okay, honey. I did it. I did it, dear. Stop. I cannot stop. I've got somebody here listening to me right now, dear. No. I did it. I don't.
I'm sorry, this doesn't only sound like a false confession. This sounds like a forced confession. This feels like somebody was sitting there with a notepad and he's drugged up, and that's why he sounds like a fucking zombie. And work your way down the list. And then if there's some, other things like break up what you want to say with something that sounds semi-normal. And then back on track. I just want to say this. I just need to say that.
It was forced. I think I did it. I can't stop saying it because it's someone who's standing next to me. 5 months in South Surgical confinement, like Jim Cox said, just imagine. Ooh, I'm baffled. Stunned. Everything you could just think of. Oh, wait. And listen, the beautiful Andrea. Man, she make my heart melt. Just looking at this, just tears in my eyes here and up, man.
Then we got to Westville. So as you know, if you've followed much of the background on this case, certainly they talked about it in opening statement. Rick Allen was not held in a local county jail, as 99.999% of all pretrial detainees who are held in custody are held. He was taken to a Department of Corrections prison. He was taken to a maximum security prison. He was taken to the maximum security wing of the maximum security prison. And he was held in isolation, having not been convicted of any crime for 13 months by himself in a cell. And so we spent the afternoon learning about what that did to Rick Allen and what that was like. And I said on this stream a couple few episodes ago, I have represented thousands of criminal defendants. And I can count on one hand the number of monsters in human skin that I've encountered among criminals, some of them serious, violent criminals. I saw more monsters in that courtroom today than I ever saw in an orange jumpsuit. And they had badges.
Oh, wait. I saw, she been doing this for a long time. I can't get over this. I saw more monsters in that courtroom that I ever seen in orange suits. And they were badges. Oh, wait. That's powerful, y'all. Damn. They put him in that prison because it was already signed, sealed, and delivered what they was going to do to him. It wasn't no way that they weren't going to get what they want to get. You got to think about it now. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't put no pretrial defendant who is innocent until proven guilty in a prison like that, isolated, coming out 1 hour. You do not do that. But they did that intentionally. They did that intentionally, y'all. They did that intentionally, y'all. Because they knew what they was going to do the whole time. I want y'all to understand that. That don't happen. But they did that because they knew what they was going to do the entire time. This is diabolical. When do we ever talk about somebody getting put in a maximum security prison and solitary confinement? When do we talk about that? When is that ever something? Am I tripping? And Kathy immediately hired a lawyer. He confined Rick because they hid him under an alias. Oh my God. They hid him. It was like they made him crazy, like Scarlett say. They doped him up. Like Jim said, diesel therapy. They moved him far away from family as possible. Oh, y'all. Oh, man. Hey, man, when I'm feeling it, bro, man, them tears will flow from me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I ain't ashamed. And I ain't gonna lie, going over this case, man, I done had some tears just thinking about, just like with the GOAT. A lot of tears like rain. Now you can just not believe it. And Kathy paid $5,000. Oh my God. Oh, we. Oh, we, man. I don't even feel like looking at this shit. Do we stay in foreign countries? Is this America? Damn. Is this America? Oh, nah, for real, Zach, we got to. We got to, brother. We got to. Got to have humor. Got to have all of it. Man, is this the land of the free? It don't feel like it. I feel like we on a fucking concentration camp. Ugh. Yeah, crying over a fucking recording. A man is tortured and they was crying over a fucking bullshit ass hoe ass recording. The go just free somebody. They crying over a bitch ass recording. Like, you ain't bullshitting, boy. Now that shit got me madder. It's 4:33 here in Dallas. Mm-mm-mm. Damn, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Golly. These bastards, these cocksuckers, I already knew what they were going to do before they did it. Oh, my. They put them in a maximum security prison, man. Oh, man, that hurt. Oh, wait, that hurt, y'all. They put cousin. They already convicted him. No. I 100% believe that the appellate court is going to make them run the case. I'm telling y'all, I will be shocked. I will be shocked. I would be shocked. If the appellate court don't overturn that conviction and grant a new trial and give him bond or let him out for free, give him bond or whatever, I would be shocked. I would be shocked. I ain't seen the press conference either. But that's something I'm going to be playing that later on today. I would be shocked, y'all, if the appellate court don't overturn this conviction and give a new trial or like and with some type of it can't be in that county. I would be literally shocked. Oh, wait, man. I'm fucked up right now, y'all. Like, it's September 21st, right? Like, however long it takes a date, it shouldn't take them that long to say this conviction is overturned, grant a new trial, and give that man bail. I would be literally shocked. Yeah, it should get tossed. That's what. Yeah, it should. It should get tossed. It should. Yeah, you're right. That's what I mean. I just thought they might have to do it again, because if it go to an appellate. But you're right. I ain't a lawyer, so if it go to appellate, it should be tossed. You're right. It should, classic. It should be tossed. It should be tossed. Man. Like, I would be shocked. I'm not lying to y'all. I would be shocked. Oh, no, I did see that. He said, yeah, you don't lead, you can lead the U. Yeah, I seen that shit, Person Williams. Like, I could have smacked the shit out that piece of shit ass dude. Like, the nerve of this fucking buster. If you don't like what happened, and then he gonna talk about another thing he said is Zach is that the fuck the first sketch. He said fuck the first sketch. We ain't going on this sketch, we going on this one, huh? He said, fuck what that woman told him. I think her name was Bessie or something. I may be getting her name wrong. But I'm telling you, I'm going through it today. I ain't lying to you, cuz it's not to look at any crime scene photos if you come across them were really angry against the defense. Oh. Yeah, Betsy Blur, I was right. Oh, Betsy, they told Betsy, fuck you saying it was a younger looking dude there with her on his head. They said, fuck what you talking about. Damn. Okay. Man, if this shit don't get thrown out, man. They have nothing on him, bro. Not even a mustard seed of fucking evidence. Oh, wait. Case got me befuddled. Oh, my, for real? Oh, I didn't know that. But, oh, yeah. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I love y'all. I done stayed on 30 more minutes after I said I was done. I'm gonna be back in a couple of hours, y'all. I'm talking about like a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours. I'll be back, man. I did this, and not just this. I'm gonna be working on a lot of other, going over a lot of other stuff too. But just know, we on it. I love y'all, man. Y'all are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. See y'all soon.
Ooh. the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm the right one, yeah. 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 I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walk in like a bird, cold look, clear aim. You wanted smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't choose a crowd, I let them come. I stare hit hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I cries when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah.